Hillary. He's meeting first with Ukraine's president in Paris.
President Biden has this week confirmed he's allowing the Ukrainians to strike nearby Russian territory with American weapons. President Zelensky hopes new deliveries of U.S. munitions will help him turn the tide in the war with Russia.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accepts an invitation to speak to Congress next month.
The joint address will happen July 24th during a bipartisan meeting. That's according to Speaker Mike Johnson and Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell. Netanyahu is expected to talk about Israel's war against Hamas and Israel's long-standing relationship with the U.S.
Fox's Chanley Painter. America's listening to Fox News.
What is the Safe Haven Law? In New Mexico, you can bring your infant up to 90 days old to any Safe Haven site without fear of being criminally charged. This includes hospitals, fire stations, and police departments. Monica Kelsey, founder of Safe Haven Baby Boxes, has worked diligently to provide 3 baby box locations for your convenience. Hobbs's Baby Box is at Fire Station 1, 301 East White Street. Carlsbad's Baby Box is at Fire Department Station 1, 401 South Halegueno Street. Roswell's Baby Box is at their Central Fire Station, 200 South Richardson Avenue. Remember, if you can't make it to one of these Safe Haven Baby Box locations, you can take your infant to any hospital, police department, or fire station. No shame, no blame, and no names. Visit shbb.org for more information.
The City of Champions Professional Rodeo is headed to the Artesia Horse Council Arena at the Eddy County Fairgrounds June 13th, 14th, and 15th. Gates open at 5:30. The rodeo begins at 7 p.m. nightly. Enjoy front row family fun, a calf scramble for the kids, the Rankest Bulls and Broncos on the circuit, as well as full concessions, food trucks, and New Mexico's own Blackhawk Brewery on site. Let's help them get a full house every night at the upcoming City of Champions Professional Rodeo, coming to the Artesia Horse Council Arena at the Eddy County Fairgrounds June 13th, 14th, and 15th. Gates open at 5:30. Rodeo starts at 7 p.m. nightly. Thank you to sponsors Tate Branch Auto Group, Kubota, Amigo Machinery in Roswell, and Benny's Western Wear in Artesia. Early bird tickets are only $10 and are available at Benny's Western Wear and Tate Branch in Artesia, as well as Kubota, Amigo Machinery in Roswell. Gate tickets will be $12, or you can buy them online by finding the ticket link on the City of Champions Professional Rodeo's Facebook page.
Hungry Horse Environmental Services in Lovington is looking to hire operators, environmental technicians, and labor hands. Pay will be based upon experience. Stop by 4024 Plains Highway in Lovington to fill out an application today. Hungry Horse Environmental Services of Lovington is an equal opportunity employer.
Cavern Fest returns to downtown Carlsbad on Friday, June 7th and Saturday, June 8th. This free family-friendly street festival has fun for the entire family to enjoy, from live music, activities, food trucks, vendors, and so much more. Visit our event website, www.cavernfest.com, for more details. Thank you to our sponsors, Chevron, XTO, ConocoPhillips, CNB Bank, and many more. Paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
She's like Texas, and she likes me.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services, from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells, as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Attention all football enthusiasts. Turfs by United Way is excited to announce their 3rd annual flag football tournament happening on Saturday, June 8th at Watson Stadium. Gates open at 8 a.m. sharp, so don't be late. All teams must be registered and paid by May 20th to secure their spot in this exciting tournament. And the best part, all proceeds raised will go back to the Hobbs Schools Crisis Funds, supporting a great cause in our community. But that's not all. They'll have food and product vendors on site so you can enjoy some delicious bites and shop while watching the games. It's going to be a day filled with football, fun, and sun. So make sure to mark your calendars and join them for a fantastic event. For more information and to register your team, call Brittany at United Way of Lee County at 575-740-8375 or stop by United Way and sign up in person, 320 North Ship in Hobbs.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Hi, good morning on this Friday. Down 285. Roswell temperature 103 degrees with a 20% chance for a thunder shower. Carlsbad, Artesia with a 10% chance, but that temperature is 104 degrees this afternoon. Hobbs and Lovington at 99 degrees with no rain chance. Hobbs, Lovington temperatures at 101 degrees on Saturday, a hot one. 105, 10% chance for a thunder shower in Carlsbad. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
You guys ready?
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
And I want to make sure I get the quote exactly right.
You seem particularly triggered right now.
Happy Friday, you soul-sucking vampires.
Wow, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me?
Bad hair day. Bad hair day.
Having a bad hair day?
We're having a bad hair day.
Having a bad hair day.
On a Friday?
This is unheard of.
It's unheard of.
Yeah, unheard of.
And yet here it is.
Yet here it is.
Well, let's make the best of it.
Here's a hairbrush and some coffee. Showtime.
And good morning to you. It's already 7 minutes after 6, Open Line Friday. You want to talk about something? Yeah, send us a text or call. We will talk about whatever you want to talk about. By the way, the morning show this morning, text line 877-396-W105, being brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Find them at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supplies, your Napa dealer, Avenue D, and Lovington, more than just a parts store. Man, they've got expertise. They can, if you need help, don't know quite how to get the job done, go talk to them. They know all of that stuff. And, of course, broadcasting from the End of the Mountain Gods studio. And, of course, we're broadcasting from downtown Lovington. Boone Day going on today. Hug a Atheist Day.
I don't believe in that.
And, by the way, when you hug an atheist, make sure and tell them, God bless you.
Well, Tom, I don't think being an atheist has anything to do with hugging.
Oh, they don't believe in hugging?
No,
I didn't say that.
No.
You just said it twice.
No, they don't believe in God. It's not that they don't believe in hugging.
I'm sure there are a lot of atheists that love
that hug.
That's kind of universal.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about the hugging atheists. Just say God bless you. June Bug Day going on today. National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. National Donut Day. Oh, here's one for you. National Gun Violence Awareness Day. We're coming to get your guns. Joe Biden yesterday pledged to not pardon Hunter Biden if he faces federal gun crime charges in Delaware. That was an interesting day yesterday. We'll get into that.
Man.
Very interesting. I found stuff out I had no idea about Hunter Biden. There's a good chance that Hunter might be screwed. I mean, even harder than the Ukrainian call girls if his dad's not going to give him a pardon.
Yep.
If Hunter thinks he's getting pardoned, then he must be smoking crack again.
Well, maybe so. Maybe he never stopped.
Yeah. That's not the best phrase to use in this situation. Must be smoking. Okay. Bird landed on top of the White House reporter's head before he was set to go live during a wild on-camera moment that left them speechless.
Something.
But luckily for her, the bird wasn't like the president. It did not have uncontrollable pooping. By the way, I will put money. I will put money on Joe Biden pooped himself yesterday. I'm just saying, you go watch the video.
There's some reactions.
And the best one is the one that Roseanne Barr is on. But I got the audio. He definitely pooped himself. if you watch that, and you can even, there's a part in the video where you can see Jill Biden holding her nose.
Oh,
and then
no.
they left quickly. Even the mayor, even the president of France was like, where the hell's Joe? What happened? Where's Joe going? He pooped himself. Now, if you remember, he pooped himself at the Vatican.
Right. That was the report, right?
Yeah, there was probably like a nun there, and I've had this happen to me. Those nuns back in the day when I was in high school, they were pretty mean, and they would scare the poop out of you. So maybe there was a nun that said, I know you're a sinner, Joe, and scared the poop out of you.
Well, look, he took that position that toddlers take.
Oh, it was.
Can you turn that off, please?
Yeah.
Or
He
the
definitely
studio, just turn your phone
no.
off. Yeah. Yeah, he took that position that toddlers take.
Yep.
And anyone that's been around a toddler knows the standing and pooping position.
And it's that type of stance that you make where you're going, oh, I didn't do that. No, I didn't do that. And Jill, as they were walking out, he was doing that kind of shuffle.
Yep.
And she was like, now who the hell's going to clean up this mess?
I would have been embarrassed if it would have ran down his leg and dropped on the stage.
Well, who knows if it didn't?
Well,
I mean, even if it did, they wouldn't.
No.
They wouldn't report it.
Well, and I would bet money that he wears diapers all the time.
Well, it would just depend.
Or, the off-brand, the store brand.
And, he fell asleep.
Oh, did he?
During,
really?
Yeah. I mean, look, this is either disgraceful, senior citizen abuse, or it's.
Well, I
it's
really
just,
do think that's what it is. I really think that it's gotten so bad. He has caretakers and stuff at the White House, but I think it's gotten so bad that they can't really put him in public without this kind of thing happening.
I agree.
And the report that came out a couple days ago about
his cognitive health.
Yes. I think that's the Democrats letting that float.
Right.
So as the first step to, as I've said, they're going to replace him.
Yeah. And there were multiple Democrats that also commented. It just wasn't Republicans.
Right.
They said his cognitive ability is on the decline. Well, Tom, it happened. You were pulling for Texas, weren't you?
No, not really.
Well, wait. You graduated from the University of Texas.
Still.
What a turncoat. What a turncoat.
I like Oklahoma, bro.
Only right now for that sport.
Yeah, you like them because they're successful.
Well, they won again yesterday.
I mean, come rain, come shine. It doesn't matter. I'm a LSU Tiger. When they were 4-8.
Yep.
I might have been upset, but I was still a Tiger.
Look,
and
Mizzou
when they
all the way. Tiger here too.
Yeah.
And
so,
yeah.
I mean, my team is my team. I don't flip-flop. And by the way, Colorado still sucks, and they will suck at the end of the year, and you will drop them. But here's what happened
he is
last
a poster boy.
Ground ball, Brito backhands to first. And the Norman conquest is complete with the historic four-peat for Oklahoma.
And congratulations going out to the national champions, Women's College World Series. Oklahoma Sooners win again. Oklahoma, let me just say, don't get all excited. Football is coming. Don't get all excited. I mean, please don't, because football's coming. And now you're in the big boy league. So get ready. All right, people pay for things with cards and mobile devices. Only 16% of Americans are purchasing with cash nowadays. 16% of people carry cash.
Wow.
And by the way, that was by design.
Yes. And it actually hurts local economies when you don't do cash.
Yeah. That was by design. And this cryptocurrency that if Joe Biden is elected again, that they're coming out with, where they're going to be able to track every payment that you make and every purchase that you make.
Wow.
Not good. In his days of struggling actor, Jeremy Renner recalls the time that he was working behind a beauty counter, Lancome Beauty Counter in Hollywood, and gave Drew Barrymore lipstick advice. Yes, he had that job. You know, which is kind of refreshing that somebody would actually do a job like that. A guy would do a job like that, work behind the makeup counter and the beauty counter, and because he was struggling.
Got to start somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, he was just trying to pay the bills. That's pretty cool.
Look, if you could work the makeup counter, that's not necessarily a bad location to work.
That's not a
I'm
not
just
a bad
saying.
deal.
I'm just saying.
All right, tweet of the day. We're going to get to tweet of the day this morning. Check of the weather being brought to you by North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry needs. They offer dry cleaning, pressing, starching. They can take care of all your laundry, wash, dry, and fold also. And they're available in Carlsbad and in Loving. They also have coin-operated machines at all three of their locations. And if you work in the oil patch, they have both regular and oil field-related machines. 604 West Church Street in Carlsbad, 609 West Lee in Carlsbad, and you can find them at 406 West Cedar in Loving. It is going to be another hot weekend. Maybe some rain by Sunday, though. 99 and sunny today, 71 tonight, 100 tomorrow. And then Sunday, 20% chance of afternoon showers, 40% chance of rain Sunday night, and 30% chance of rain on Monday. And actually, temperatures are going to be down a little bit. Like by Monday, we're only going to be 84. 84.
Wow.
Check out the weather this morning. Being brought to you by our friend Dwayne Pennick at A Custom Construction and Roofing. They are the insurance specialists. So if you are just trying to make a comeback from hail damage that you had, and you're looking for an expert, that is not a problem. That is not a problem. Look, they work with insurance companies pretty much every day. They would love to chat with you about replacing the roof on your home. They are veteran-owned and operated and have been for a long, long time. 30 years. A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. And these guys know what they're doing, and they're part of the community, and they love to chat with you. So if you have problems with your roof, give them a call today. 575-318-9725. 9725. Give them a call today. They'll give you a free quote, and they want you to be aware of those unlicensed out-of-town contractors. Once they're gone, the warranty is gone, too, and that warranty is very, very important. They've got 30 years, A Custom Construction and Roofing. Give Dwayne Pennick a call today, 575-318-9725. Call them today. Blake, did you see the story about Gabe Vasquez?
I did.
We'll get to that up next. Tom in the text.
You know, the mainstream media is saying that the video was edited and there was a chair there and they took it out of the video.
BS.
No.
BS in multiple ways.
Here's my thing. If they say the video was edited, where is their video?
Right.
Well, here's
the
the deal.
unedited version.
Live video. How can you edit a live video?
Well,
it's impossible to edit live videos.
This is just like the laptop being Russia collusion. It didn't happen.
Denial, baby. Denial.
Well, if you say it's an edited video and you're a news organization, that must mean you have unedited video.
You have the raw file. Yeah. All right, so Anthony from Roswell saying, Mario B. from Lovington says, share the video, guys, share the video. And Anthony, go ahead, B.
I'm going to go back and find it for you.
And Anthony from Roswell says, Tom finally made a good joke and no one caught it, not even Tom, he says this morning. When I talk to an atheist about the gospel, that's the first thing I hear. I don't believe in that. Dang, that was good, says Anthony this morning.
Yeah, but we were talking about hugging.
Right. And I said they don't believe in hugging.
You said you don't believe in
it. Yeah, they don't believe it.
All right, I got to find this cut. I know it's somewhere.
And, of course, Hunter won't be pardoned. The trial is already fixed, just like Trump's was, says the texter.
No, there's a big difference there. The big difference is that Hunter actually did a crime himself.
Mm-hmm. Right. And there you go. B.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking for this video. I will find it. Yeah, Roseanne Barr was on with another guy on a podcast. If it was Roseanne Barr's podcast, that would be easy to find. I will find it for you, though. All right, looks like Gabe Vasquez. This guy, I mean, this month has been pretty rough on him. The last 30 days has been rough.
Well,
as he goes to the border,
when you're go ahead. When you're a scumbag things happen.
You're 100% correct. So he's at the border. He's at the location.
Yep.
Now, who was with him? Wall Street Journal?
Yes. And they had there was 4 or 5 people with him,
right?
Because he carried a camera crew with him and everything, which is the only reason we heard about this,
right?
Is because it was documented. So he was there.
Yeah, Vasquez was trying to dismiss the Republicans' claim that the migrants were crossing at a certain area. So he went to that area.
Mm-hmm.
And Blake, what happened?
Well, he went to the area because it's a hard area to cross, right? So he was saying, no, they don't cross here. And a few moments later, there was about 20 men and a young girl coming over the ridge.
Right.
And they were exhausted. And he was forced to give them water.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the Wall Street Journal was like,
when he's trying to say it never happens, and it happens.
It happened.
Well, and it happens right then. You
Right.
know?
About timing, man.
It was like timing.
Yeah.
And I bet he went, damn Republicans, they set this up.
And no, from where that crossing, it's hard. You got to come over.
Yeah, it's mountains.
Yeah. It's not like a walk in the park.
Mm-hmm.
You were definitely hoofing it to come through there. And that's the reason he went there, is because it's a very difficult area. And he figured, nobody's coming here. And here comes this big group of almost 24 people.
Mm-mm. Stupid.
Right. Crazy.
And he still pushes that we shouldn't have a border.
No, he is for open borders. He does not want.
Well,
he does not. Want
he's
borders
beyond open borders. He doesn't want America to have any kind of border. He doesn't believe in a sovereign U.S.
Time to kick him out.
He has said that he thinks we should answer to the UN.
Uh-oh. Time to kick him out.
Yeah. B, was that you dinging?
I don't know why that dinged, but it must be one of my computers dinging. City of Alamogordo works to protect Bonito Lake as the Bluetooth fire burns. And as I read this story, me and Blake talked about this on the air. It doesn't say how they're working to protect. It goes into great details about the lake was closed for 12 years because it was damaged by the Little Bear fire.
Right. Ash
but,
in the bottom.
Yeah. So it doesn't really go into great detail. It shows the damage that was done, but to protect the lake, the city said it took actions to mitigate potential runoff effect due to the monsoon season. So I guess they're building a barrier. That's the only thing that I can try to figure out.
Probably a stage of multi-barriers. You know how you see those rows of like...
Right, yeah.
Probably something like that.
Tom, you were in Ruidoso when Little Bear hit, and they took out 30,000 tons of soil.
Yes.
And then they also, I don't know how much sediment at the bottom of the lake.
Right.
They drained the lake. They had to drain the lake. They had to pump the water out. And I guess they took the water somewhere else. And then they had to get all that sediment out. And the city, along with the feds and the state put forward the cleanup. So they don't want, and it was closed for 12 years. So they don't want that to come back and bite them. That's for sure.
It costs millions of dollars to do that.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Hey,
money.
be on that Big 2 fire. I got some updated information on it. Now, it has been contained 83%. Over 7,500 acres have burned since that fire began almost 20 days ago. So,
all right, I have the video. She was on Benny Johnson's podcast.
Uh-huh.
I have the video. The problem is, if I share it, Twitter to Facebook, it doesn't come up like as a video. It comes up as a link. So if you don't have Twitter, give me a second and I will screen video the whole thing and get it done that way. All right, 626. Trump drew a crowd in Phoenix, 110-degree temperatures. They say about 4,000 people.
Wow.
Guess who was one of the speakers?
I don't know.
Senate candidate Carrie Lake and the former mayor that served bologna sandwiches.
The sheriff?
Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
Right. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
I'm all in
By the way,
favor.
the numbers when it comes to immigration, it went up about 107% since Biden has taken over office.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs lineman had a seizure during and then it went into cardiac arrest during the meeting. And the defensive lineman was in a team meeting, B.J. Thomas. He's only 25 years old. He was drafted in the 5th round from Stephen F. Austin University, suffered that medical emergency during a special teams meeting. NFL insiders saying the Chiefs canceled all team activities. Team medical staff worked quickly. They got EMS there. They say he is in stable condition now, but that is not usual for a 25-year-old man.
No,
that's just not usual.
It makes you wonder what else is the underlying cause.
Maybe steroids.
I mean, there's a list of probably a half a dozen things you could.
It could be. It could be.
Did he take the booster?
Yeah. I mean, those are right at the top.
Yeah.
Well, we talked off air that, every time I took the booster or the COVID, my blood pressure, I ended up at the hospital.
Right. And there was
my blood pressure. My blood pressure just nosedived.
And there have been thousands of cases or hundreds or whatever of people who had adverse medical effects within 24 hours or died.
Yeah.
As a result. And usually having to do with blood pressure or some kind of heart problem.
I have never had blood pressure issues in my life. My blood pressure normally has always been 117, 120 over 70 something.
That's almost normal.
And because
Tom,
120 over 82 is normal.
120 over 80. Yeah.
So lower would be better, right?
Right.
Well,
I don't know.
Only to a very small
Well,
point.
yeah, but I mean, 117, 120 over 70 is good.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's good. So I never had blood pressure problems in my life. My blood pressure was always extremely good until I took those damn boosters.
Right. Well, because again, that's all part of mRNA gene therapy.
Yeah.
It's not an actual vaccination.
Yeah. So it messed with me for sure.
Yep.
All right, let me get to the tweet of the day. I got to get to that. We got the thought for the day coming up in just a second. Things that happen on this date in history. We got a lot of things to get to. So stand by. Bumpy ride this morning. The tweet of the day being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. Yes, they have barbecue now. It's pretty cool, too. They moved to their brand new location, the old Touchdown Barbecue location. So they have barbecue, and it is available, and it is awesome. 811 West Main in Artesia. If you were wondering, where the heck did they move? Yeah, 811 West Main in Artesia. They serve great breakfast. In fact, they're serving breakfast as we speak. Burritos, platters, looking for great pancakes. They've got you covered. If you want a big breakfast, they've got you covered at Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. 811 West Main in Artesia. They also have great lunches and now barbecue. Call in advance. You want to buy maybe the entire staff in the office breakfast, 575-736-2573. You want to say thank you for the men and women working in the patch on location. They've been working very hard. Say it with lunch. Say it with lunch. Call in advance, and they can prepare. You pick up, bring it out to the men and women, 575-736-2573. Tweet of the day this morning. We're talking about, well, hold on a second. We're talking about donuts because it's National Donut Day. Brian Reagan, the comedian, talks about donuts.
Well, I like buying donuts. I feel bad for the donut ladies because people can't make up their mind in these places. Okay. I'm looking around. All right. I need a dozen donuts. Oh, you have a lot of donuts. Okay, I'm going to start with 4 chocolate. I want 2 twisty goos. I want a lemon twitter. I want a raspberry puff. I want a honey curl and no, 2 chocolate. No, one. Put it back. I want a Bavarian apple crunch. Get the ladder. Hey. Why don't you go out inside and think it over, huh? It's a big decision. Can't blow donut day. But the donut ladies have learned how to get back at you. They do the subtraction for you in front of the other customers, make you look like an idiot. You go in there, yeah, I'd like a dozen donuts. I'll start with 7 chocolate. You have 5 left. Oh.
Tom, that would be a good job for you because you're so good at math.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't do donuts
awesome.
no more.
So what's your favorite donut?
Well, it was lemon filled.
We talking about was.
Cream, I don't need them anymore.
What?
We don't donuts
I don't
anymore.
need no.
Kevin, how about you?
I've got 2.
Okay.
Raspberry filled is with the powder, the powdered sugar on top. Those are awesome. I had 3 of those day before yesterday when we were in Dumagetti. My wife went and got them, and I love the glazed chocolate cup. Now, they take the glazed donuts and put the chocolate on top of the glaze.
Right.
Oh, really?
Krispy Kreme's does that, but back in the day, Shipley's Donuts had the best chocolate glaze donuts. And every time we go to Lubbock, I have to go to Shipley's because they're always hot.
Right.
Oh, Shipley's. Oh. Mmm.
Can't wait to get home, man, right?
Oh. I will eat a whole dozen by myself.
My favorite's just plain cake donuts, and I like apple fritters.
Oh, the fritters are good.
And I do like the white powdered Mrs. Bear's donuts, the small ones.
Oh, those are good, yeah.
I could eat like a whole bag of those. The hell with buying like the 8 or 12, whatever it comes in the pack. I'll buy the whole. If I'm traveling, I'll buy the whole damn bag. And by the end of it's gone.
That whole bag is about 8,000 calories.
And he's got powdered donuts.
And then I'll just go work it out. Right. And
then with all the powdered sugar, you're just bouncing off the walls.
Yeah. Well, that's the point. Blake, I hate to tell you, but you're going to have to go to a re-education camp.
Oh, well, good luck.
Re-education camp. This Democrat from New York, and she said we might have to come up with a better name. Re-education might not be working, but she said there's a lot of you MAGAs out there that are going to have to go to re-education camps. Now, who did the re-education thing?
The Nazis.
Oh, the Nazis. Oh, man. Maybe you got to change the name. Here's what she said.
In moving forward and moving through this, even if we were to have a resounding blue wave come through, as many of us would like, putting it all back together again after we've gone through this MAGA nightmare and re-educating, basically, which that sounds like a rather a re-education camp. I don't think we really want to call it that. I'm sure we can find another way to phrase it. Anybody else care to talk about this?
What exactly is the MAGA nightmare? Because
making America great.
But was it the high prices? Was it you can't afford to buy a house? Cars have gone up. Food has gone up. Insurance has gone up. What part was the nightmare?
None of that part was MAGA. That was all Biden.
Yeah. So I don't know what the MAGA nightmare.
See, here's and I've said that liberalism is a mental disorder, and this is what I mean. Because they can't tolerate anyone who doesn't think in lockstep with them. They want thought police. You are not allowed to have a free thought in their society.
Yeah.
No matter how extreme it gets, no matter how crazy it gets, they want you to just accept it and shut up.
Yep. No doubt. All right, here is the cut from Roseanne Barr. And I am going to, I'll screenshot that screen video shot that coming up in a second, and we will post it up. But now it's gone. Are you kidding me? It took me all that time to find it. Oh, she's on Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson is a guy, he's actually on the radio, but he does a podcast. So he had Roseanne Barr on. And I am subscribed to his channel, I do believe, but it's not working since both my debit cards were hacked because it's like 99 cents a month. Right. But I will screenshot the video. I do have the video, so I'll do that in a second. But here's Roseanne Barr on Benny Johnson's podcast talking about Biden crapped himself.
Oh, my God, that guy. Look at Jill. Jill's holding her nose. Did you see that? Did you see it?
You can see it. Yes, that's exactly. Yes, you can see it right there.
Oh my God! That's
She says, "What are you doing?" Some are saying maybe he's reaching for an invisible chair that he does, that might, if he thinks is there. So, you know, imagine
he's definitely pooping. Looks just like my grandkids.
Yep. There you go. Roseanne Barr hit it right on the head. Joe is pooping himself.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You know that stance.
Yeah,
you know, like she said.
You know that this happened when he went to the Vatican. He pooped himself.
Same stance.
Same stance. The Pope was like, "Are you about ready to go?" Joe was like, "I don't know."
He needs to have a pocket full of poopery. To overcome that.
Not good. Yeah, and at the Vatican, he actually changed suits.
Yes.
So evidently there was some seepage. Yeah. So he left, came back, and had a different suit on, if I remember the story correctly. All right, price of oil coming up in a second. Thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years plus, serving southeast New Mexico. Dependable, boom or bust, they're there. And what they do, they deliver oil and gas products out in the patch. You need DEF, you need diesel, you need unleaded, need interstate batteries. You're on location. Look, they go on our off-road to get the product to you. WakefieldOil.com for more information. Thought for the day is in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is the only idea that flat earthers fear is the spear itself. It's my thought for the day this morning. All right,
before we go on, I want one more thing on the Biden pooping himself. With all the ice cream that man eats, you know what that does to what that smells like. If you have kids that eat a lot of ice cream, that is not pleasant.
Jill was holding her nose, and I will get the video. I promise I'll get the video during the next break. All right, 20 minutes away from 7, 20 away from 7, thousands of U.S. soldiers and sailors and pilots sacrificed their lives on D-Day. The invasion was yesterday, 80-year anniversary of D-Day. And during all of this, one business in Albuquerque was flying the American flag upside down. Some people took offense. American flag flying upside down at the Jackson Wink MMA Academy in Albuquerque. Mike Winklejohn is the owner of Jackson Wink, and he said he's just frustrated over the crime rates, the drugs coming over the border, and the human trafficking. I relate to all of that.
Yes.
But a retired veteran, Ron Portillo, said it's very disrespectful. He said he's served for 30 years. He's been retired since 2013. He said he still has nightmares every night. He's on 13 medications that he takes to feel normal every day. And he said on a day like D-Day, not a good day to look, I appreciate everybody's right to protest. And I get the upside down flag. And at times I feel that America is, also, that by protesting the upside down flag, that we're in distress. And I
that's
believe
what it's for.
As a country, we are in distress. And there are multiple ways we can look at distress. But I think on a day like yesterday, we should abstain from stuff like that.
Well, I get it that the country is, quote, in distress, but that's more of just a personal statement rather than actually being in distress.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what's going on with Trump and that type of stuff,
if Trump was flying it upside down, first of all, I think that would be a bad form, but you would understand because he is in distress. He's being attacked.
Right. Yeah, he's being personally attacked, yes. No doubt. Yesterday was not a good day for the oil and gas industry, and I'm going to tell you why. Whenever we see, it's not a good day for America. Let me just say it like that.
Well,
whenever we see two superpowers coming to an alliance, becoming allies, it's not good. China signed a $1.1 billion natural gas pipeline deal with Saudi Arabia. What's the name of the Saudi Arabian gas company? Aramco? I think that's it. Aramco.
That was Sinopec.
So China Petroleum.
Aramco, Saudi Aramco.
Yeah, Chemical Corporation signed this deal, $1.1 billion. They're going to construct natural gas pipelines that will go from Saudi Arabia to China. How many countries will they have to cross?
Only a few, actually.
And we can't even get the damn pipeline going from America to Canada?
Well, and apparently this is also the third stage in this agreement. So this is not a new thing.
Wow. I mean, the best thing that could happen with China, because it gets cold in China.
It does.
That, the best way and just think about it, they bought our strategic oil reserves. So they're not our friend. They're not our ally. They are our enemy. There's one country that wants to take America down. Well, there are multiple countries that want to take America down. There's one country with the best shot of doing that. That's China. It's not Russia. Russia's a little player.
Well, if I was going to guess how this pipeline would go, because I don't know exactly how it goes, but if it's going from Saudi Arabia to China, my guess is that they would probably go north to Iraq and then start heading through Iran and Afghanistan, and then they only have to take it through Afghanistan all the way to the China border, because Afghanistan does share a small border with China.
Man, somebody's going to have to pay off a lot of the Taliban and those guys. Well, it's Saudi Arabia, so they'll probably work hand in hand.
Right.
Is what I'm thinking. Albuquerque, they're mapping out gun violence in Albuquerque. So Americans taking an accurate look at gun violence, where it's happening in the country. And so they're going to start mapping out Albuquerque. Hotspots in Albuquerque Central, the International District, Tramway, and downtown Albuquerque. I bet Central has all those little dots all over it. 38% of Albuquerque residents live directly near one of those shooting scenes. So it's good that they're actually starting to map it out. They should do it with the state, and they will discover that, the gun violence is mostly up there.
Right.
It's not there.
I figured they'd just take a big circle and put it around Albuquerque.
Yeah, just a big gold circle. Yeah. Hunter Biden's trial, fifth day testimony, his sister-in-law. I had no idea that his sister-in-law turned girlfriend, that they had started getting in a relationship in 2015. When did her husband die? What year?
That was 5 years before that thing.
It wasn't.
I don't think so.
I think
it was shortly before.
I think it was right around then.
Yeah, I think it was right around 2015. So anyway, I had no idea that that Hunter got her addicted on crack cocaine. She has recently got remarried, and they are moving to France. I think that's where her husband. I don't know anything about her new husband, but they got married like last weekend, and so they're moving to France. But she's the one that found the gun and threw the gun away.
Can you imagine that conversation? Hey, I got to go testify in this trial against my former brother-in-law, who I had an affair with. Oh, yeah, we're still getting married next week.
Yeah, and who's this guy? Hunter Biden.
Oh, that guy.
The crackhead? Yes, that guy. So, all right, we're going to talk about Trump's lead in Virginia. Now, that's not a battleground state. Virginia was a state that Biden won, I think, by 10 points last election.
Yeah, it was considered blue.
Yeah, Trump, it's pretty much a dead heat as we speak. All right, we're going to check the text line, 877-396-W105, morning show this morning, being brought to you by our friends at the Twin Wells fuel station. Running low on fuel, they're right on 128. Exit Buck Jackson Road. Go down 2.75 miles and fill her up. They had some issues with that card reader. That is now fixed. They've upgraded it. Everything is great. They're open 24/7. They accept WEX cards, debit cards, and credit cards. And they sell unleaded diesel, DEF value, red diesel, green diesel. They sell all of that. And stop in. By the way, they're covered if it's raining, like if you're going to be working Sunday when it's supposedly we're going to get some rain. Covered area. Great place to stop and fuel up right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Be safe on the road from the Twin Wells fuel station. Tom?
All right. Mandy's tuning in. She said, donuts are almost always worth a cheat meal, she said, but you will never outtrain a bad diet. Happy National Donut Day, guys. Thanks, Mandy. But whatever, she was shooting that one towards me. And you know what? I just turned in to Kevin.
I like how you immediately think it's always about you.
I just tuned in. Did Kevin say he got vaccinated and took boosters?
I did. Back in the day, I did. I've talked about it on the air many, many times.
You had to go to the
Philippines, I had to. Right? The only way I could come to my wife was already in the Philippines, if you remember. She'd already come because she wasn't working. And so the only way I could come is to actually get the vaccine. I didn't get the boosters. Right. I only got the vaccine, the 2 vaccines.
And this texter's asking, why in the heck did you guys take the shots to begin with?
Well, that's the reason why I did it.
I did it because
Tom did it because his doctor told him to do it. That's what he said back in the day.
Yeah. I won't ever do it again.
And I didn't. So.
And you didn't. Mark from Lovington is tuning in. He says, good morning, guys, everyone. I'm so glad that I didn't fall for that COVID vaccine BS.
God bless.
And they're trying to get.
I wish I would.
Yeah. Another one says, you know what? I developed blood clots after that shot.
Mm-hmm. There were lots of.
Well, that was the other thing. Yep. And you remember I had a stroke.
Yes.
I had a stroke, brought on high blood pressure and a blood clot. And, they said, well, it could be that, you had internal bleeding. Mm-hmm. maybe that's where the blood clot are. They will look. They would never say that it was the vaccine. Of course.
How long after your last did that happen?
8 months.
Yeah.
I think it was 8 months.
And Digger Bill is saying Beau Biden died on May 30th, 2015. So you were right.
So,
in that neighborhood. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, she started having the affair in 2016.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
He said 2015.
2015 is when he died.
So there was 2015 and 2016 when she was sleeping with Hunter.
Wow. Well, there was speculation they were sleeping together when he was out and about.
Yep.
So.
And
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I can marry her because once a cheater, always a cheater. And
with his brother? I mean, that's even another level.
That's nasty.
I mean, and we'd like to say, well, they were, she was doing crack cocaine, but that was before she started doing crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
if you go after a relative of someone that you were either married to or dating with, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Right. One more text on the COVID. What if our employer asked her to do it? Can we sue? Ask the text.
No, you cannot sue.
Well,
the government.
They'll shut it down.
No. I don't think anybody can sue. Remember, that was part of the deal.
Well, you can't sue the government, and you can't sue the manufacturer.
Maybe you can sue your employer.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. All right, I got a bunch of Biden cuts that I got to get to before we take a break. 6:52, be on the Breakfast Club on W105. Biden was asked about a bunch of stuff. I'll get to that. But James Comer talks about the Biden criminal enterprise. Hunter Biden lied under oath, lied to Congress. Here is what Comer had to say yesterday.
Well, Hunter Biden committed perjury. He lied. In these criminal referrals, we backed him up with 60 pages of hard evidence. And if you look at the statements from Hunter Biden's lawyer and the Democrats in Congress, no one's disputing that they lied. So lying to Congress is very serious. What Hunter Biden lied about, number one, he lied that he had any association with one of his LLCs called Rosemont Seneca Bohai. This was the company that most of his Ukrainian money flowed through and his Kazakhstani money flowed through that he got the brand new Porsche, all while Joe Biden was vice president. He also lied about that WhatsApp message that he got from Zhao. He said it was another Zhao, but there was evidence that we submitted that showed this text message went on for a long period of time, and the next day he got a $100,000 wire, and a few days later he got a $5 million wire. This is the WhatsApp message where he said, "My father is sitting beside me," when he was extorting the money from the Chinese national. Now, why would Hunter Biden lie about that, Laura? Because he was protecting Joe Biden. Joe Biden was the central figure in the family's influence peddling ring. We got Jim Biden for lying about his meeting with Tony Bobulinski.
And by the way, Steve Bannon just went to prison.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, they're sentencing, and they're sentencing him. He's going to be in prison June, July, August, September, and October. He'll be in prison most of the time before the election.
Yep.
Are they trying to censor him?
Yes.
And why is he going to prison? Because he refused to give comments to Congress.
Yep.
That's why.
Yep.
So giving false statements to Congress is actually worse.
Yes.
Biden yesterday, D-Day, used his opportunity to talk about Russia and Ukraine. Are you kidding me? He's supposed to be there in a somber moment.
Yes.
And you're going to talk about Russia.
Here's the thing, and I know you're going to get. You have a clip for this, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Here's the thing: Joe Biden has dementia.
Yeah, he does.
And when he is keyed in on a specific topic, that's where he will go.
It's like on a loop.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like on a loop. Here's what he had to say about Ukraine. Is he lobbying for Ukraine? I mean, Zelensky was in the audience, too. What does Ukraine have to do? That's like inviting the Germans. I mean,
To the
what
Holocaust
does
Day.
Ukraine have to do with D-Day? Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Well, there are some Nazis in Ukraine. If you don't believe me, look it up for yourself. There.
Those are staggering. 350,000 Russian troops dead or wounded.
He's talking about the battle in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. Again, he has dementia. So unless they can keep him on track, he is going to default to whatever the last thing that triggers is.
Right. So NBC did ask him about, are Ukraine using weapons, our weapons against the Russians?
Yep.
Here's what Biden had to say.
I know for years you've resisted the idea of American weapons being used for any sort of direct strike inside Russia. But we did witness this shift in recent days, authorizing American weapons for limited direct strikes. Are American weapons being used right now inside Russia?
They're authorized to be used in proximity to the border. We're not authorizing strikes 200 miles into Russia. We're not authorizing strikes on Moscow, on the Kremlin.
So, our weapons being used to kill Russians, at some point that will come back and bite us right on the backside.
Well, and how come they're okay to use it, but Israel's not to defend themselves?
Well, and they did ask him about Netanyahu. They asked, is Netanyahu listening to you? Netanyahu is not listening to anybody. The War Committee is not listening to Joe Biden.
Nope.
They're not. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because they are a sovereign nation, and they should do whatever it takes to protect themselves. They're on an island with a bunch of people that hate them.
Yep.
I would do what's best for me. Here.
Netanyahu listening to you?
I think he's listening to me. They were going to go into Russia, into Rafah full bore, invade all of Rafah, go into the city, take it out, move with full force. They haven't done that. And what they've done is they've agreed to a significant agreement that if, in fact, Hamas accepts it, and look, it's being backed by Egypt, being backed by the Saudis, being backed by almost the whole Arab world.
So they already went into Rafah, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, and just yesterday, Yahya Sinwar, the Hamas leader guy,
right,
he rejected a ceasefire that would require them to do anything.
No ceasefire.
No.
All these people are begging for a ceasefire, and the people that are fighting the war, they don't want a ceasefire.
He outright rejected Biden's proposal. Said nope.
Yeah. They also asked him about the debate. He's raring to go. I almost said that with a straight face.
You're preparing to speak to the world about the fight for democracy, both abroad and at home. We are 3 weeks from this debate. What do you think you need to accomplish on that debate stage?
Say what I think. Let him say what he thinks. The things he said are off the wall. I want to be a dictator on day one. I want to move in a direction where he talks about, suspending the Constitution. All I have to do is hear what he says. Remind people what he says and what I believe and what he believes. He's about him. I'm about the country.
Just doesn't feel like you're about the country. But let me get back to some of the things he said.
Yeah.
You follow the news. I follow the news. Mm-hmm. I have never read a story where Donald Trump said he wanted to put the Constitution on hold.
Nope.
I never heard of it.
Never heard of that.
And that can't be produced. If you ask someone to produce where he said he wants to suspend the Constitution, they can't do it.
He has never said he wants to be a dictator on day one.
No, he said he would be a dictator for one day. That's a difference. And he said it's only to do a certain thing, and then he's not. He did say that.
Well,
and that was to close the border, by the way.
Right. Wasn't Joe Biden a dictator for his first 10 days? 120 executive orders?
If you follow what he's done, he's been a dictator for 3.5 years.
I mean, our system, the Supreme Court said no. He did it anyway.
Right.
Still.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Continues to defy the law of the nation.
So one last cut from Biden. He was
Yes.
asked about the border.
Yes, it is.
Here's what he had to say about the border.
In January, you were asked if there was anything else you could do about the border, and you said, I've done all I can do. What changed here, and why didn't you do this back then?
Because we had a deal. We had a compromise.
No, you didn't. There was no compromise.
Well, but that's not what you said back then, right? He didn't say that there's a. He said that he can't do the executive order.
Right.
So
And now he can.
So take your pick, because Joe Biden has been caught in a lie. Now, either he is
Again.
lying now or he was lying then.
Lying before. Yeah, no doubt. KWMW Malmore 105.1 FM, better known as W105. Morning show being brought to you by State Representative Randall Pettigrew, reminding you that he is a fighter. We've got a special session coming up. Don't know everything they're going to be talking about because that's not in CMAT yet. When is that? Next month, right?
The 17th of July.
Yeah, they just don't seem to have it together. The governor's office doesn't seem to have it together. But you can count on one thing. Some of these crazy things the governor wants to do, spend a ridiculous amount of money on anti-panhandling and stuff like that. That just doesn't seem to be a huge problem in southeast New Mexico.
Well, she's not concerned with southeast New
Oh,
Mexico.
well, you're right about that. I'm going to tell you who is concerned about southeast New Mexico. That's Randy Pettigrew. Yeah,
Amen.
Concerned about our way of life, concerned about our oil and gas industry, concerned about our schools, concerned about our constitutional rights, our state constitutional rights. Count on one thing, Randy will be up there fighting for our way of life in Santa Fe. Randy Pettigrew, District 61. He is your state representative. You can track him, find out what's going on at randallpettigrew.com. All right, Tom, and the text, get to it.
All right, this text is saying, with a Biden, it's called keeping it in the family. Da, 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 da. So I thought I'd throw that one in there for a minute. And good morning, guys, and happy Friday, and God bless all of y'all, says the text. Well, God bless you, too, this morning. And thanks for the vets at Normandy, but this texter says, we need to apologize to them.
Absolutely.
Says the texter.
We owe them a great debt.
No, we owe them a great debt. No doubt about that. I don't think they're asking for an apology.
No.
Men like that would go out and do what's right. Too few men are willing to stand up and do what's right nowadays.
Right. We need fighters. We need fighters in America. New polling numbers, Biden and Trump in a dead heat in Virginia. Last election, Biden won that race by 10%. He has lost. This is not a battleground state. Nope. This is a Democrat state.
Yes.
He's lost it. New Mexico population, we're on the decline. They're saying by 2035, we're going to be on the decline. And part of the reason is that 85-year-olds, we have 85,000 seniors that are over the age of 85.
Wow.
And we're not bringing in new people to replace them. Well, we've got 12,000 people that migrated from another country to New Mexico, but in return, 6,000 New Mexicans have left the state.
I think that number's a little low. I think we've had more than that coming.
I would agree. So we've actually had we'll be on the decline in population, and if we do not have jobs, to keep young folks here, it's only going to get worse.
Well, the governor's trying to kill those jobs. She doesn't want oil and gas jobs, which are good-paying jobs for younger folks. I mean, that's the age group.
I agree. Hunter Biden's ex talking about Joe and Jill have not reached out about their granddaughter, Navy. She said that yesterday during the trial. Sad. Show of character. I don't care what the mother did for a living.
Nope.
Your son was a crackhead.
And he made the baby with her.
Right.
Yes. That's got your blood. No matter what, you accept the baby. That's terrible. Russian Navy ships, 3 Russian Navy ships and a nuclear-powered submarine all arrived at the port of Havana. Cuban armed forces met them at the port.
Oh.
Tom, how far is Russia from the United States?
Well, if you're steaming, if they're coming by ship, I'm saying it's a 3-day trip.
3-day?
What?
It's 75 miles from American land to Cuba.
Yeah. And 90 miles from the mainland.
So how would that take you 3 days?
Well, I thought you said Russia to the United States.
Cuba.
No, just not even a day.
Couple hours at best.
And if you're going Russia to the U.S., that would be up around Alaska, and you can cross that in 2 hours.
So, and the point of me asking how long it would take for them to get here, the point is, they're right in our backyard now.
Next door, baby.
Cuban Missile Crisis
Chinese
Part
have
2.
been in the Caribbean for a while.
Oh yeah, their influence is heavily seen if you go to the Caribbean.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, we're going to get you updated with everything going on. Price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers and Cud Energy Services. They are currently hiring. They're looking for, they've got a program, service supervisor and training program, must have a CDL. They are hiring for that. They're looking for diesel mechanics, electricians, technicians, electric technicians. They're also looking for equipment operators, must have a CDL, and experienced pressure pump hands. They offer housing. They offer great pay and one of the best benefit packages in the industry. Drug-free employer, equal opportunity employer. Apply today, greatoilfieldjobs.com, or text Oilfield to 63566.
West Texas Intermediate, $76.17. $80.56 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas, $2.87.
All right, when we return, we will, I've got a bunch of Trump quotes, and a guy I follow on Twitter was told by the Capitol Police that you can't interview people on the steps of the Capitol. It's dangerous, is what they say.
Okay.
Trump makes a comment about Adam Schiff. This is awesome. This is why I love that man. I'll get to that. And Democrats in Connecticut voted against the blue line flag and remembrance of a fallen officer. But they're flying the pride flag.
Of course they are.
Keep that in mind. All right, quick check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill. You can find them in Lovington. Family-owned business. They've been in the meat market business for a long time. They've got lots of experience. They do custom-cut meats. You've been thinking about getting yourself a big, old, thick steak. Go in there. They'll cut it to your expectations. They have the burger patties. Green chili is awesome if you like green chili. They do custom-cut pork chops, pretty much everything. They also have smoked meats available. So if you want barbecue, or smoked meats, but you ain't got time, they've got it for you. And they also have delicious beef jerky. Right now, they are serving up breakfast. So get in there and get breakfast. They'll have lunch later. And find out what's going on by following them on Facebook. Just go to Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill on Facebook and follow them. 1422 South Main in Lovington. Call orders in advance. 575-739-7778. Call them today. 99 the high today. Sunny skies, clear tonight, 71. 100 tomorrow. Sunday looks like we might get a little rain, and it will cool off for Monday. We're going to take a break, keep you updated with everything going on. National Anthem and the Pledge, Boob of the Day on the way. Things that happened on this date in history, taking out the trash and more. 710 news being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, homegrown and very proud of it. They've got everything you need. If you're living on a farm or ranch, they've got Purina feed for all your animals, certified Purina dealer. They have a built-in hardware store, all the pumps that you might need. They've got gates and cattle guards and everything in between, and Western wear. 1105 East 2nd and livestock.com. We're coming right back, 7-Eleven. We're W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
Ben's Country Market in Artesia presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the
Call now. Call now.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Well, summer's a great time to get outside and explore the land of enchantment, but as triple-digit temps now extend to Albuquerque, fire and rescue officials urging hikers to do a little extra planning. Of course, that means telling people where you're going and having your fully charged cell phone with you, and it's obvious to be prepared for water for the heat of the day. But rescuers say many people get in trouble when their hike takes longer than planned and they're not ready for the chill of the night. That's why rescuers say if you're a new hiker or new to the area, be sure to take it easy. Eddy County Under Sheriff Matthew Hutchinson was the apparent winner over Victor Martinez by more than 900 votes in the Republican primary for Eddy County Sheriff. That according to unofficial results. Hutchinson, current Chief Deputy and Under Sheriff Tamar Cage, faced Martinez, a former captain with the Pecos Valley Drug Task Force and retired Eddy County Sheriff's Deputy. Hutchinson had 3,278 votes to Martinez 2,376, with all 54 voter precincts reporting. That according to election night results from the New Mexico Secretary of State. New Mexico Rep. Larry Scott likely winner over incumbent Senator Steve McCutcheon in the Republican primary election for McCutcheon's District 42 seat in the New Mexico Senate. With all 43 Eddy County precincts reporting on Tuesday night, Scott had 3,226 votes, or about 61% electorate, while McCutcheon had 2,058 votes, about 39%. There were no Democrat nominee for District 42 in the primary. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
That is the sound of your company logo getting printed on 500 shirts. Smart move. And an even smarter move in choosing the experts.
Awesome Graphics, serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas for 15 years, can not only brand your t-shirts, they can embroider your polos, hats, and jackets. They can print your signs and stickers, large and small. They can handle vinyl graphics for your vehicle. Are the windows in your business too plain? Awesome can print custom decals that allow you to see out, but your customers just see your logo. In fact, Awesome Graphics can put your logo on practically every promotional item under the sun, from coffee cups and water bottles to keychains and sun visors for your company vehicles. Want authentic Yeti Ramblers, mugs, or tumblers customized with your company logo? Awesome Graphics is ready. Stop by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs for ideas, or simply visit myawesomegraphics.com. Trust Awesome Graphics and rest assured whatever they printed on, your logo will look awesome.
Drilling Brake Auto Repair LLC is a professional auto repair shop offering high-quality automotive maintenance and repairs in Carlsbad. They specialize in diesel and gas mechanical services, auto and AC repair, tune-ups, brake replacement, diagnostics, and more. They have many years of experience in this industry, and they have a team of highly skilled mechanics that can get the job done right the first time. Give them a call at 575-725-8882 or find them on the web at carlsbadautomechanic.com for Drilling Brake Auto Repair.
American Oil and Natural Gas provides a reliable energy solution, powers our economy, and ensures energy independence over foreign sources. As one of the country's leading producers, Coterra Energy has a responsibility to help meet these needs. They're growing their team and bringing on new team members who are passionate about energy and making making a difference in the Permian Basin. New team members receive a sign-on bonus and have access to an incredible benefits package. To apply, text COTERRA to 71441. That's COTERRA to 71441. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
Cavern Fest returns to downtown Carlsbad on Friday, June 7th and Saturday, June 8th. This free family-friendly street festival has fun for the entire family to enjoy, from live music, activities, food trucks, vendors, and so much more. Visit our event website, www.cavernfest.com, for more details. Thank you to our sponsors, Chevron, XTO, ConocoPhillips, CNB Bank, and many more. Paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
She's like Texas, and she likes me.
Hi, I'm Laura Boyd of Rio Grace Landscaping and Garden Center in Lovington. Take some time to browse 5,000 square feet of plants, shrubs, and flowers. Shop for shade trees to beat the summer heat. And get your garden goods, fruit trees, herbs, companion plants, fertilizer, top and garden soil, plus organic compost. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and on Sunday by appointment. Call us today at 575-396-7464. And come on down to 4 Crockett Road just north of Lovington on the Tatum Highway. Rio Grace, your garden and landscape professionals.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. We are listening to you.
I'll knock off now and take the next 2 days off. How's that?
Do that again.
You are so stupid.
That's right.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
That's right. There is nothing wrong with your radio. That's right.
This is crazy. What's going on here? I don't know. It's lovely. I got $100 smoking in my billfold. I know I ought to save it, but it's burning a hole. Right through my pocket and into my skin. Come Monday morning, I'll be broke again. It's finally Friday, I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's finally Friday, I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and let the good times roll. All we want to do is pop you up.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Call or text 877-396-W105 with your opinion.
I did my best. I went back. That was the wrong cut. So, yeah. Benny Johnson, by the way, I think it's $1 a month. And with my debit cards, maybe I'm not getting the whole site. My debit card. I have not one debit card at this point. So I called today. It's been a week.
Right.
And Capital One said, oh, it's in Angeles City. Oh, really? Angeles City. You do know that's like a ways away from me. That's over there by Manila. Why wouldn't it go Manila to Cebu and then here? They sent it to a whole different island. What the hell?
Wow.
So anyway, they said it could take up to 30 days. So
oh my God.
I still got money, so I'm not worried about it. 718, new study finds a whopping 70% of Americans still believe that true love exists. The other 30% are they've got OnlyFans accounts. They're not worried about it.
Speaking of OnlyFans, did you see where Ray J said that if it wouldn't have been for his video with him and Kim Kardashian, that OnlyFans wouldn't exist?
Really?
Yeah. So he
you mean it goes way back then?
Well, I don't think OnlyFans was where it went. I think that he's saying that their sex tape started.
Now, please. Pornographic stuff was around way before you and Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, but I think he's trying to get, some kind of kickback from.
Yeah. Not going to happen. Sorry, nobody's going to pay you money. According to a new study, UCLA researchers, 1 in 6 U.S. adults have used cannabis, which is bad news for productivity at the workplace, they say. Great news for Taco Bell. It's almost summer, which is the season known for grass. Usually you're mowing it, not smoking it, just saying.
True.
Yeah. So, and Adam Levine returns for season 27 of The View.
Who?
Adam Levine. Kelsey Ballerini will be on there, Michael Bublé, and John legend.
On The View?
Spotify upping their subscription price by $1 for the second time in less than a year. So Spotify continues to, they got to pay that contract that they gave Rogan.
Yep.
Right.
Which is
Now, I have Spotify, but I don't do the paid part of it. I just do the free one. It's
like an unlimited deal. I would guess. I mean, it's kind of like.
Well, there's some advantages to it, but the cost of that is actually more than satellite radio.
Right.
Really?
And for me, I don't miss an episode of Rogan.
Right.
I get him,
For free.
people hack it and repost on YouTube, so it's not a big deal for me.
Right.
So there's a workaround. Definitely a workaround. Looks like the man accused of throwing a milkshake. Well, he wanted a milkshake and was at a fast food restaurant and threatened the employees to give him one, pled not guilty to 3 criminal charges. Timothy Wyatt, the assistant attorney general, make that district attorney, confirmed that Tommy Smith, 56, of Roswell, entered a not guilty plea. He will go before Judge Hudson coming up October 8th. This happened back last month, mid-month, if I remember right. He was at Arby's. I don't even know if Arby's has a milkshake.
I don't know.
I've never had one from there. No.
I have no idea.
They have
if they
one though.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if they do or don't. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our brand new sponsor, Cold Brew Coffee Company in Hobbs. If you're in Hobbs and looking for great coffee, they are the only cold brew coffee really around southeast New Mexico. Thinking about getting caffeinated this morning? Maybe you need something to get you started. They also have great Red Bull drinks, and they have great food. Have lunch there. They also have sweet treats and more. 236 East Navajo, Suite 1100, right across the street from Tractor Supplies. And get this, they're right next to Two-Way Tactical and Firearms. Cold Brew Coffee Company in Hobbs. Amazing brews and bites are waiting for you. And by the way, if you're already at the office, use DoorDash to get your coffee this morning. And maybe some sweets, too. Pretty cool. Check of the weather. We'll get the weather updated coming up in just a second. Albuquerque man convicted of federal firearm charges. Federal agents arrested 2 men. That this came after undercover drug operation. They were busted by the DEA. The man convicted of 2 federal firearm charges in relation to that drug bust in Albuquerque. Looks like Mike Thomas Ure of Albuquerque was convicted of firearm possession and drug trafficking, firearm and ammo possession by a felon. The conviction came after the jury deliberated for less than 30 minutes. Court documents and the trial evidence shows that he sold methamphetamine and fentanyl for months to undercover Albuquerque police detectives. And those transactions took place between February and June of 2022. And then when the DEA busted him in 2022 at a motel, he had 2,000 fentanyl pills and 5 pounds of methamphetamine.
Wow.
That's a lot of meth.
Yeah.
And also had firearms and ammo and all kind of stuff. So they got him on the drug charges and the firearm charges. Blue State.
Okay.
They let loose an illegal migrant who allegedly sexually assaulted a person with severe handicap conditions. Rhode Island law enforcement officials released an illegal migrant charged with sexual assaulting somebody with a severe mentally handicapped. Despite the detainer that was requested by ICE, they released this clown. ICE agents ended up apprehending Roberto Alban, 33 years old. He's a Colombian national, accused of sexually abusing a handicapped person that has mentally handicapped mental issues, and They let him go. They let him go. Thank God they arrested this guy. What is the matter with you folks? Serious. Is this the type of people we want in our country?
No.
ICE is giving you an out.
Yes.
And you ruin the whole thing.
And it's not like Rhode Island's a big state. You know, I could throw a disc golf disc across it, I think.
Yeah, you probably could. All right, 7:25, we're going to talk about banned books. They're back in the libraries. We'll get to that up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by All American Cleaners. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes, 17 pounds, $16.99. Dry clean your clothes, starch them up. They treat you like family. Locations, Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, and in Hobbs. Also find them at allamericancleaners.net for more information. Tom on the text.
All right, it's The Voice, not The View, that Adam's going to be on, says the...
I apologize.
Yeah.
Voice, View. I don't watch either one of those.
Right. And come on, guys, you're asking Tom directions. He can't even find Lovington from Tatum.
It did take him 7 hours to get to Lubbock.
Right.
What's the matter with you?
And Buddy was saying Tom was thinking that he would go through Lubbock, Texas to get to Cuba first, says Buddy.
That's why it was several days.
Right. And Biden recommended that Ukraine at Normandy so he could keep his kickbacks payments coming from Ukraine. That's why he mentioned Ukraine in his speech.
You might be onto something. Might be onto something.
Says the text.
Could be.
And I got a couple of texts, guys. Was our app okay? Said we have some static on our app.
I don't know. I'm not listening to it.
I haven't checked.
I've seen the apps, and I've sent Will a message about it. But other than that, I don't have anything. I know that if it happens over the air this time of year again, and it'll be again in the fall, we have atmospheric conditions. I don't know how that affects the app. I need to study up on that.
Affect the app.
It shouldn't affect it, no.
Should not affect the app because the app is coming straight off the board.
And if I go to hear what's external, there is a little bit of static, but it's not.
It ain't the app.
It's not.
Yeah. No, the app comes right off the board, so it doesn't come off the air monitor. So
maybe it's through the computer sound card for that. I don't know.
No, it could be the sound card messing up again. So, well, I mean, I'm sure will take care of it.
I sent him a message, and I'm sure that he will look into it.
Even though the dude was up all times of the night.
I know. He was
talked to him 6 or 7 times.
He was full bore yesterday. He was.
Yeah.
I saw him yesterday.
He came in for a while.
All right, on number 877-396-W105. This guy, I follow this guy. Back in the day, I used to follow him on YouTube and Facebook. And now he has a huge following on X. And his name is Ben Burgum. And Ben Burgum started off at the border. He was a patriot that went down the border and held people accountable about what was going on at the border. He has since been to D.C. multiple times and tries to talk to Adam Schiff. And so that's what he was doing yesterday. Capitol Police came up to him and said they basically threatened him. And here's Ben trying to interview Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff wants none of it.
When the attacks on President Trump fail and he's president again and you're brought up on treason charges, what are you going to do then, sir? Anything? Russia collusion lie? The treason you committed for 4 years? Traitor, right there, guys. Don't vote for guys like that, guys. I'm not taping them. I'm taping Adam Schiff. Do you want to come on camera though? Yes.
Are you okay?
I'm good. Perfect. No, well, I have a problem with Adam Schiff. I think he's a traitor to our country, and I don't like yelling at
when you were talking to different groups and kind of attacking them, because what we can't have you do is attacking people upstairs. I'm certain you can agree that you sticking a phone in someone's face as they are walking upstairs
to a representative
is dangerous.
Absolutely not.
Do you agree that that's dangerous?
I don't.
Okay, so as a police officer, I believe it's dangerous.
What dangerous to who? To me?
To the safety and well-being of yourself and those around.
Walking upstairs with the camera?
So, abuse of power?
Yes.
abuse of power? If I'm a reporter, I can ask a question to a representative.
They're an elected official.
Yep. Anytime.
Yep.
And she went on in the interview, which was quite long, and she said, I could have you arrested. And he's like, what charges?
Well, here's where part of this plays in when you talk about the press. So many times now we have citizen journalists, self-proclaimed citizen journalists,
right,
that don't know anything about being a reporter, right? They don't know where the boundaries are or should be. And they sometimes can do things that are not professional, and I'll say it that way. And with a bunch of people, I understand why the police may be looking at it a little bit differently. Does he have credentials? Is he just a guy out there with a microphone or his phone or whatever it was she said?
Well, and it goes and hurts the real journalist.
It wasn't even his phone. It was a microphone.
Okay.
That he actually has a good rig.
Right.
And I do believe that it does have a flag on it, that shows who he's working for.
Sure.
And, I don't know if he's a trained journalist. I don't know. Joe Rogan's not a trained journalist.
No, but he has been included now by default, right?
Right.
So he was, and there are a lot of people who can make that transition.
Sure.
But I do, in a way, and I'm not defending the Capitol Police officer here because it was an abuse of power, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I do understand where you can't just have everybody mobbing every elected official with questions. Right? I mean, because if you said, well, anybody can accost them going up steps, well, then they're never going to go up the steps.
Yeah. Well, and the reason they went up the steps to get away from another reporter that they had stationed in the back way of getting into the Capitol.
Well, there you go.
So.
But if it's a legit reporter, not someone that just woke up today and decided they want to be a reporter, then they have every right to ask those questions.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Texas County removed 17 books from the library. Appeals court says 8 of them have to be returned. Okay. So, and this is not a banning of books. I hate the word, and they used it in the story.
Right.
It's not a banning of books. No. Banning of books would mean that it's not available anywhere. That's what that means.
Well, at the loosest term, you can ban them from certain outlets.
Right.
Example.
And if they're not appropriate with schools, 8 books dealing with racism, transgender issues have to be returned to the shelves of the Texas rural county. And when it comes to, and you know what's really probably bad is that the people that filed this lawsuit
don't live there.
And Llano County, they probably don't even live there.
Right.
They probably do not even live there.
They
so
probably
some
live
of the
in
books,
Austin because it's not that far.
Exactly. Some of the books that were removed. Now, this is a elementary school library, including books call themselves the KKK, the birth of the American terrorist group.
Democrat Party.
Perfectly normal. The changing bodies, growing up, sex, and sex health. That's some of the books that are up there. And look, if it's not appropriate for kids, it's not appropriate for kids.
Right.
And do you really want a kid going into the library and your kid going to the library and learning about how to perform certain things on, on another young boy?
No.
Because that's some of the books that were in the library.
That's not appropriate for children.
Yeah, if it's not appropriate for kids, it shouldn't be in the library.
Not in a children's library. Right.
No, not in a children's library. If you want to buy it for your kids, it is your right to do that and educate your kids any way you want.
Well, let me go a little bit further. Not in a children's school library.
Right.
Because there's no other users for that library other than children.
Right. Steve Bannon, the Trump advisor, ordered to report to prison July 1st. He will remain in prison all the way through October. He will be out just in time for the election. Contempt of Congress. He is going to jail for contempt of Congress. Hunter Biden and Jim Biden lied before Congress.
That is
so
contempt.
Not testifying before, defying the subpoena before Congress. The president has been set.
Well, does that mean Merrick Garland is soon going to prison? Because he said that he's going to defy it too.
Yeah. Second Amendment Foundation pledged litigation on Trump's behalf for his concealed permit being revoked. On Thursday, Second Amendment Foundation, the SAF, pledged litigation on Donald Trump's behalf if the New York Police Department revokes his concealed carry permit. Did you know Donald Trump has a concealed carry permit?
I did know that, yes.
So if they revoke that, they say they will sue.
On his behalf. That is awesome.
On his behalf,
That
yes.
is awesome.
Biden said Trump got a fair trial. Stop trying to undermine the rule of law.
The Biden administration, the Biden himself is undermining the rule of law.
Yeah.
And I'm going to point to the obvious one. The Supreme Court says you can't do something, and you do it anyway.
And you do it anyway.
Means you're undermining the rule of law.
Amen. 637, Tom and the text. We're going to get to Donald Trump. How much money have they raised since he got charged with those 34 counts? The number is staggering. I'll get to that. And he was at Turning Point USA. A grandfather asked a question, and the way he answered that question was awesome. And he also talked about immunity for police. We'll get to that coming up next, Tom.
All right, Blake, what's with the legit reporter gatekeeping? Asked dude from Lovington. The First Amendment applies equally to every citizen, and that includes the freedom of the press.
It does. 100%. And freedom of speech and freedom of the press. If you are a legitimate reporter, you are part of the press.
Right.
If you're just some guy that woke up one day and said, I'm going to be a reporter, you are not. I know that social media makes it seem like anyone can do that, but that is not the case.
They heard legitimate reporters.
Well, you reporter snobs.
No, I'm not. I'm not being a reporter snob. I'm serious. Do you want untrained journalists? Because if you do, then you are seeing the outcome of that with a lot of mainstream media. They have taken a lot of
both ways, because there are people that have the intestinal fortitude to ask the right questions. I mean, look at, what is his name? Tim. I can't. Anyway, he's not a trained.
Well,
look at,
you can
the
make
guy
that
who was
jump.
a Secret Service agent.
Right. You can make the jump. Like, you can become a legitimate reporter by experience.
Right.
Right. And so I do understand the police aspect of this, because we have 300 million people in this country. They can't all one day decide they want to be a reporter.
Although they want.
And the other thing is, being a reporter means that you need to put your bias aside.
Right. Timcast is the name of the Don Bongino was another perfect example. He's not a journalist, but
right, because if you are biased, regardless of angle, doesn't matter if it's left or right, I question your journalistic integrity.
Well, and part of this has been brought on, though, because journalists were not asking the right questions.
I agree, and I have a real issue with the mainstream media. Being one way or the other. I have an issue with any news outlet that is trying to push their opinion as fact.
Right. I agree.
And you and I have talked off the air about a local one, and that'll come up again later, but that I have a real issue with that, because that goes against a lot of the tenets of being a journalist is you're supposed to be neutral.
Amen. All right, we're going to get to national anthem and the pledge. Looks like thousands of dollars in merchandise swiped from stores all across the Santa Fe, stashed at a unassuming home. 2 people now behind bars. Thousands and thousands of dollars. And, electronics, tools, clothes, you name it, they stole it. And the governor, in many cases, they were probably arrested, and the governor let them out. California third striker who had felonies dismissed, despite the DA's objection, is convicted of murder. Violent third striker with a felony conviction, multiple felony convictions, found guilty in a fatal stabbing of a man after 2 previous convictions were dismissed by a California judge who had allowed him to participate in a collaborative court program despite objections from the prosecutor. The prosecutor was like, no, this guy is a violent felon. They didn't listen, and he ended up killing somebody. In California, it's supposed to be 3 strikes, you're out. We gave you 3 opportunities, you didn't get it right. Looks like Trump hints when is he going to pick his running mate, vice president. And I got to say, Kristi Noem, I don't see her on any of the list anymore. That one story about a dog did her in. He said right before the convention. That's pretty much when that's going to happen. Yeah. A pair of Southern California thieves stole $100,000 worth of Legos from 6 stores. What are you going to do with all those Legos?
Well, have a good time.
I mean, have you ever been to a Lego store?
That's a party.
I mean, some of those Lego kits they go up in the thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
It's expensive. I mean, $100,000 worth of Legos. That's somehow even more Legos than the average kid swallows in its lifetime. I mean, that's a lot. This crime thing is totally out of control in California. I think what you guys should do is make, prisons out of Legos, and then have them all over the place for people to step on. That might stop everything. Maybe. All right, we're going to take out the trash coming up next. Let me get to Donald Trump. How much money has been raised? 742. He was on Turning Point USA. $400 million. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what he said.
Right after the announcement of this, more campaign funds were given to this campaign than any campaign they think in history. Almost $400 million. 400. No, it's never been, nobody's ever seen, because they know it was rigged. They know it's a corrupt system. They know all about it. But with your help, less than 5 months from now, and we're going, and I'll tell you what, we have to change the system. We have to straighten out what's going on in these courts. We got a rigged deal going, this whole country. And we've got to do it. And those appellate courts have to step up and straighten things out, or we're not going to have a country anymore.
So Trump was extremely busy. Mm-hmm. He had multiple interviews. We'll get to the Dr. Phil interview that he did. But this grandfather asked a question, very passionate question. He's worried about his grandkids. He's worried about the crime in this country. He's worried about, are we going to have a country left for his grandkids? Donald Trump talked about that, and he also talked about immunity for police officers. Here's what he had to say.
We're going to make sure they have the same life that you had or better. We're going to make it safe. We have to give authority back to law enforcement so they can properly protect people, because right now the law enforcement is just not allowed to do their job because crime is so bad. Crime is so bad in the cities, and one of the things I said is we're giving immunity. We're going to guarantee people, they lose a law enforcement person.
So he went into great detail about we got to give immunity to police officers. Good idea, bad idea?
Qualified immunity is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think, and that would reverse course here in New Mexico. And that makes it even better. It really does. Because what happens in New Mexico, I talked to several deputies with the sheriff's department that said, yeah, we're close to retirement. We're going to retire. I am not going to lose everything I've worked for in my entire life for one bad arrest. I'll say it again. I don't think there are many cops out there that go out there and decide to do bad things to good people.
No.
There are some bad apples. And you know what? When we have a bad apple, we need to rid the bad apple. And I think most police officers and sheriffs and, police chiefs or whatever they are will say the same thing. We want to get rid of the bad cops, too. So we should get rid of them. All right, still to come, we're going to get to the taking out the trash up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store. Find them in the Broadmoor Mall. Extensive collection of FR jeans, coveralls, gloves, shirts. They've got boots. Looking for steel-toe boots, looking for work boots. They have a section in there, $99 work boots. Nobody else can say that. $99. Go in there and check out the selection. And while you're there, you can check out brand new TVs, furniture, appliances, and more. They've got all of that with zero-down financing. Scrub Outfitters is right next door. Scrub Outfitters has a large selection of medical scrubs. Largest selection at 100 miles. Healing Hands, Medcountures, Peaches, Dickies. They've got comfortable shoes. And even if you're not in the medical field, but you use compression socks, they have a huge selection of compression socks. All colors, all designs. Check them out today. Scrub Outfitters and the Broadmoor Mall and Hobbs are right next to Rig Outfitters. Tom?
All right. The problem with reporters, this text is saying, is that they won't risk anything to get to the truth. You fear your job and your public image. And the YouTubers, though, of today make officials uncomfortable because they don't call their bosses and request them to back off, says the Texas opinion on that one.
I don't know that I can really disagree with that in a lot of cases. So I do understand what you're saying. But I'm saying look at it from the police standpoint. And I'm not saying that person was right in any way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. I just understand what they're trying to do publicly. Think you have to look at all sides of things. Now, when it comes to journalism, there's a reason why the journalists are trained. Whether they continue to do that or not is totally on them, right? And their boss and their organization. The New York Times, they want a left-leaning group of people, mm-hmm. right? They don't want you if you aren't left-leaning. So you know that they are already biased. And in my opinion, if you are a newspaper and you are biased in a way that's obviously leaning one way or another, you may not be legitimate. I don't care if you're the New York Times.
Right. And that's why Fox back in the day said fair and balanced.
Yes.
Yeah, and they brought in, Geraldo Rivera.
Well,
they brought in Juan Williams.
And I will give an example that everybody in our age group knows. Walter Cronkite.
Right.
He was a very liberal person in private. But if you watch his newscast, it was fairly balanced.
Yes. Right down the middle.
Because their job was to report the news.
Correct. And that's the job of the journalist.
We have a bunch of opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. Sean Hannity his job's not to report news.
No, it's opinion.
He's a talking head.
Yes. And it is to ask the tough questions. And we do have a lot of real journalists that aren't asking the right questions. I totally agree with that. We have a lot of them. I'm upset every day when because we have the AP as our wire service.
Right.
I'm upset every day when I read through those, and I can see the bias in their story, and the AP is not supposed to. And I can see
AP
all these
is now
errors.
Very biased.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, no doubt. Continue, Tom.
All right, with MLG doing everything like California, why doesn't she adopt the third strike for New Mexico? That will help with these tweakers from going to jail than getting out on their own recognizance, says the text. Because she is MLG. And Joe Biden said no one is above the law. So why is he defining it? I mean, this is defining it. This is the Supreme Court of Justice on Biden's student debt forgiveness. It sounds to me like Biden's doing more than a bunch of sounds to me like Biden are nothing more than a bunch of hypocrites.
Well, and look, the Supreme Court came out. I think it's the right decision. They said that the government shouldn't. You can't transfer debt to the government. All right, and look, let's just call the government what it is. It's made up of the taxpayers. The government doesn't make money. The taxpayers make the money for the government.
Right. Right.
So what they've done by, a lot of people think it's a great idea. Oh, well, we've forgiven all this debt and, people went to school. And look, school's expensive. College is too expensive. Yeah. We all know that. But a lot of those people could have worked while going to college and not had that debt. And I've seen it time and time again that people live a pretty good life. They get these big loans and they go on vacation. Mm-hmm. They go to see Taylor Swift. They do all kind of stuff.
Except go to school.
Well, no, they're going to school, but the student loan is not used
Mm-hmm.
for all student debt.
No.
So to speak.
No.
And another
and look, go ahead, and I'm very proud to say that in my family, everybody worked their way through school. Yep. There is nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
And to back Blake, says this texter, yes, YouTubers can get annoying and get over their head at times. Well, go overboard at times, says the texter.
Like I said, the real problem is they don't understand when they're doing that. No one's ever showed them how to do it. No one's ever, explained to them when they're getting over the top, because they think, and especially with this younger generation, they think that their opinion is what matters more than the news.
Than the reporting, right? Yeah. There are rules that we have to follow. And the news is no longer reporting the facts. It's entertainment, says the text.
And in many cases, you're right, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm going to take out the trash, so we'll do The View. We'll talk about them. Taking out trash, being brought to you by Trash-Eaters.com. Trash Eaters, locally owned and operated, and veteran-owned. Do business with people that are locally owned and veterans. Call Kayleen this morning if you want them to do haul your waste. Not a problem. You want them to pick up your trash, your residential trash, they've got you covered. You've got a bigger issue than that. You've got lots of waste that needs to be hauled away. They can handle that. Call Kayleen, 575-408-1719. They have the 96-gallon poly carts, the 2- and 4-yard metal dumpsters, and the roll-off containers. Call them today. Kayleen, 575-408-1719. Taking out the trash. Very sharp one. Joy Behar, talking yesterday on D-Day, said one sentence. Americans saved the world on D-Day just to throw it down the toilet if they vote for Trump. Thank you, Joy. Thank you.
Proves my point.
Right.
Yeah.
Wrap it up, throw it.
Make it count.
There you go. Slam dunk, baby. Slam dunk. All right, 7:53. We are B and the Breakfast Club. The reporter who broke the bombshell on the Hunter Biden laptop speaks up, finally, after he was called a liar time and time again. You remember that, right?
Wasn't it a she?
She. I'm sorry. Yeah, they called her a liar time and time again. They dismissed it as Russian misinformation. Mm-hmm. The laptop from hell. Not true. Emma Jo Mars, former New York Post reporter, finally can speak out. She knew it was true.
Real journalist.
Most people knew it was true. Unfortunately, they buried the story. wrote it off. I mean, how many times are we going to have Russian collusion? What did Hillary say? The dossier, the Russian. How many times? You know why Putin's so mad? You know why he went into Ukraine? He's tired of being accused of stuff. I'm not saying Russia is innocent on all this, but in these two cases, the dossier, not true.
Right. Well, and here's a case of real journalism, right?
Yep.
Real journalism went after the story.
Yep.
And people posing as real journalists in legitimate organizations killed it.
Yep.
And so I don't consider them real journalists anymore either.
And look, there's a reason why she's not employed with the Post anymore.
Yeah.
Because she broke the story. Crazy. You know, back in the day, Tom, with Watergate,
right?
And we had reporters that would go get these stories.
Yep. What's the two that broke Watergate?
Woodward and Bernstein.
Yep.
Yeah. Both very far left. I've talked about
very,
Woodward
very
before.
far left.
But as far as journalists go, they were good journalists.
Yep, no doubt. All right, let's get to things that happened on this date in history. We'll do our national anthem and our pledge. KWMW Maljamar 105.1 FM. Things that happened on this date in history being brought to you by Two-Way Tactical Firearms and the Indoor Firing Range. You can find them 236 East Navajo, right in Hobbs, America, Suite 1200. They have the largest selection of firearms around, state-of-the-art indoor firing range, and they have the Milo FBI training simulator. If you want to go shoot this weekend, this is a perfect opportunity. Climate control. Yeah, I know it's going to be hot. Don't worry about it. It's climate controlled in there. You're going to love it. You can pay by the month for a membership or pay by the hour. And with the Milo FBI training simulator, this thing has 1,000 different scenarios. And this is what the professionals train with. Do you want to train with the Milo? You can do that. And me and Tom actually had the opportunity to do the Milo FBI training simulator. And it will definitely get you ready for pretty much everything.
How many times did you die, Tom?
Tom did it 100 times and died 99.5% of the time.
I took somebody with me, though, I'm telling
you. Yes, innocent people. I mean, it's fun.
But it's
definitely fun.
A great simulator.
It is.
Oh, it is. By the way, they have ammo, large stock of ammo. They also have gun accessories, optics, huge selection of guns. Go to that website and check them out, 2atacticalrange.com. They offer first-time firearm owners a chance to go through some training, one-on-one training, or a group setting. 236 East Navajo, Suite 1200 in Hobbs, online at 2atacticalrange.com. 1776, Richard Henry Lee of Virginia proposed the Continental Congress, a resolution calling for a Declaration of Independence. Imagine a Congress having an idea in June and having it enacted the next month. Can you imagine that? Daniel Boone began exploring what is now Kentucky. 1769. And soon after that, there was a craze on raccoon hats. Soon after that. YMCA was established nationally in 1884. Seemed like a great idea until the village people screwed it up. William Bruce Mumford retired as a gambler in New Orleans, became the first U.S. citizen who was tried and hung for treason. The year was 1862. You know what his crime was?
No.
For removing and desecrating the American flag at the New Orleans Met. How far have we come, people?
Right.
Yep.
Gee, if only he was alive today, they would give him a medal.
Yeah.
They would call him a hero. Mexico City was captured by French troops in 1863. Yeah, they stopped serving a lot of food for breakfast, and beignets were on the menu for the first time. President Lincoln was nominated for his second term in the party convention in Baltimore, Maryland in 1864. Tom, what party was he?
Republican.
Yes. Bingo.
Yeah, unfortunately, part of the prize came season theater tickets. It was terrible.
Right.
Thomas S. Hall patented the automatic electric block railroad signal. 1870 was the year. New York began requiring written tests for driver's licenses in 1919. Color TV set. Newscasts televised in color for the first time in 1953. It's pretty awesome.
That is cool.
1955, Dwight Eisenhower became the first U.S. president to appear on a color TV. I like it better with no color.
I like Ike.
Yeah. VCRs invented on this date in 1956.
Betamax.
Really? That far back?
Sold by Sony in 1971. Still, 85% of Americans don't know how to program the damn VCR. Even though they're obsolete, they still don't know how.
Yeah, it cost like $1,000 back in the day.
Oh,
too.
dude, back in the day, the VCR and the microwave were both very pricey. Yeah. President Clinton vetoed the first bill on the state in 1995. Exactly 1 week later, a 23-year-old school teacher visited the White House, and he also vetoed her.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
First Friday in June. 3 more to go. Some attractive but hard to spell birthdays today.
Well, before we get to the birthdays, I do have one more thing in history.
All right, go ahead.
In 1982, Graceland opened to the public for the first time.
Wow.
But the bathroom where Elvis died remained off limits to the public.
Really?
Oh. They were still trying to get the vomit off.
So
the floor.
people who say, everybody's been able to go to Graceland for a long time, it really hasn't been that long.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Blake, you might have to help me with this.
I will try.
You know the lady from Blurred Lines?
Retta Dukowski.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
She's 33 today. Anna Kournikova, 43.
How old is she now? 23?
43.
43.
Oh, 43. She never really got her career off the...
No, she did fine.
What?
She looked really good, too.
But she never won any majors. That's what she was known for. It was looking hot.
Yeah. Okay.
She had a hell of a
Enrique
serve.
Iglesias thinks so, too.
Yeah. Rapper Iggy Azalea is 34 years old.
Yep.
Michael Crea from Reston Development, Scott Pilgrim, is 36.
Yeah,
Bill Hatter is 46. It's a comedian.
Michael Sarah.
Kara?
Sarah. Like a S. S.
Huh.
S sound. Sarah.
Mike Pence, Tom's boy, former vice president, is 65.
That's it? Wow. He's older now. He's your age, B. He's my age.
Man. Yeah, he looks
I don't
older.
claim him. I don't claim him. Liam Neeson is 72 years old.
Yep.
No jokes about him, please.
Qui-Gon Jinn from Star Wars.
Yeah, he might hunt you down if you make a joke about him. So no jokes.
Well, he has one particular skill.
Yeah. Tom Jones is 84.
Yep. Name a song, Tom.
I can sing it.
Just name one.
I can't think of one.
Man, that's not unusual. That's not unusual that Tom can't do that.
Yeah.
I tried to remember, I couldn't.
It would have been Prince's birthday if he was still alive. the purple one.
Now, which drug got him? Was it the fentanyl?
I think it was ketamine.
One of
them.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah.
Wow.
A guy that was truly musically ahead of his time.
He was, wasn't he? Yeah, I'll agree with that.
And he was a little twisted. His first album, very first album, he had a song, and I'm not making this up. I think the name of the song was Incest. And the lyric from the song was Incest is Best. And so he also had a real dark side.
Well, he did, but he was also very outspoken Christian.
Really?
Yeah, he really was in Minneapolis.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he very much was.
Wow.
Which you would never guess from most of his music. But yeah,
I think he really rivaled Michael Jackson, didn't he? Would you say?
No, Michael Jackson, nobody.
I would see personally. I would put Prince ahead of Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson didn't write his songs.
No, Michael did not write his songs.
Not only did Prince write his songs, on many of his songs, he played every instrument.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, I mean, as far as outright talent goes, as far as musical talent, I would put Prince ahead of Michael Jackson. That's just
But
me.
a performer, I think Michael.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, Michael.
yeah, so-
Although I went to several Prince concerts and he puts on a show.
Did he
Yeah.
put on a show?
Yeah, it was a good show.
No doubt.
But that's just me.
All right, 877-396-W105. Tom, quickly to the text. We got to get to our national anthem and a pledge.
Oh,
It's a
right.
Friday, and we are late.
All right, Oil Hollerby is telling you that Joe Rogan's new contract is back on YouTube, so you don't have to bootleg any downloads.
Oh, okay.
So he's back on there. And another texter says, yes, Watergate was a disaster for Nixon and the Republicans, and they deserved what they got. And it doesn't surprise me that the reporter that uncovered it were very liberal. And is there any doubt about Biden is corrupt? And yet when people point that out, they're calling out right-wing radicals. Mad Dog is saying
100% correct, Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, somebody's saying about the app. So, again, we're working on it.
Yep.
So. And by the way, to back Blake, yes, YouTube can get annoying. I already read that one, didn't I? Never mind. We're caught up there, B.
God bless you, Tom. God bless you. We're going to check the weather. Let's do our national anthem and our pledge, being brought to you by our 393-2661. Call Rebecca Long today. She's got the experience to take care of all your insurance. You want to trust your insurance with somebody who's got a lot of experience and knows what they're doing and is able to bundle all your policies together. Save you a lot of effort, a lot of time, and a lot of money. She can take care of your home, auto, boats, RVs, commercial insurance, life insurance, and more. Started a business at 19 years of age. 40-plus years later, still helping folks. She's based out of Hobbs, but she can serve anybody pretty much in southeast New Mexico. 575-393-2661. Call Rebecca Long today. Proud sponsor of the national anthem and the pledge.
We are the Perry family from Hobbs.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad strides and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon spur
8:10, God bless America, God bless you. Large prayer this morning being brought to you by our friends at Judah Oil, reminding you God is in control.
From Proverbs 3 this morning, be watchful, stand firm in the faith like men, be strong, and let all that you be done in love.
Hi, this is Kim with Judah Oil, the Harris family, doing the Lord's Prayer for you today. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
8:11, be on the Breakfast Club. When we return, Dr. Phil interviews Donald Trump, and there was a snafu with one of the with a promo. Yeah, they wouldn't allow it on TikTok. We'll talk about that on the way. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Janco Janitorial. Find them 324 West Main in Artesia, commercial service when it comes to commercial janitorial. They can also help you on industrial sites and oil field cleaning. They can handle all of that. Find them right there on Main Street in Artesia. If you need cleaning supplies, they've got you covered. Call Amber 575-703-1869. And like I said, commercial, janitorial, oil field cleaning. They do window washing. They can strip the floors, wax the floors. They do all of that. And their folks are trained and they're certified. Pathogen certified, hazmat certified, and PPE certified. Amber's number this morning, 575-703-1869. Website, JancoJanitorial.com. Hot day today. It's only going to be, it's not triple digit, but it's 99 and sunny. Tonight, 71, 100 tomorrow for your Saturday. 72 Saturday night. Rain in the forecast. Sunday afternoon into Sunday night and even Monday. And Monday's high only going to be about 84. You can always find the forecast, W105radio.com. We're going to qualify you for cash. That coming up in just a second. News being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm, 575-208-5300. Luke Ragsdale is the man settling the big cases. One case in the patch, over $10 million settlement. $9 million settlement for medical malpractice. And if you've been involved in a car accident, you need to call Luke Ragsdale. First thing you need to do is call Luke Ragsdale. Dealing with the insurance companies is tough. Number one, you have to speak the lingo. You do. And if you have no experience in this, they're going to smell that a million miles away. You need somebody that understands how to deal with these insurance companies. Luke Ragsdale can go to work for you. And if you've been accused of anything and need somebody to defend you in the court of law, Luke Ragsdale, 575-208-5300. If you're driving, just remember the name, Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. 8:14. We're going to qualify you for the cash. News coming up next, W105.
Thank you for calling.
Ben's Country Market in Artesia presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. It's a struggling monthly jobs report that most economists expected. 272,000 jobs created.
This report led by healthcare, government jobs, professional, scientific, and technical services. Average hourly earnings, we came in at 0.4%. And then year over year, 4.1%, which is a little bit hotter than expected.
Cheryl Casoni with Fox Business. Testimony resumes this morning at the president's son, Hunter Biden's trial in Delaware, where he's accused of lying about illegal drug use on a federal form to buy a gun.
The prosecution has 2 witnesses left before they're expected to conclude their case. Then it's up to the defense to present any of their witnesses. One name being floated here is James Biden, Hunter's uncle, who assisted him through his rehab stints.
That's Fox's Brooks Singman. President Biden tells ABC News he would not consider pardoning his son if convicted. America's listening to Fox News.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
It's Kubota Orange Days. Shop the year's best selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. And now, through June 30th, get 0% APR for 84 months and up to $2,500 off BX23S tractors. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Amigo Machinery, 2801 Southeast Main Street, Roswell.
Did you know the Spencer Theater is a nonprofit organization? And our biggest fundraiser of the year, the Taste of the Spencer, is just around the corner. Join us for dinner and a fundraising auction led by Texas State champion auctioneer Clay Golden on June 15th on the Spencer stage. For tickets, call the box office at 575-336-4800 or online at spencertheater.com.
A cash front is moving through Inn of the Mountain Gods. Join us this June for our $100,000 Friday Cash Storm drawings. Play Fridays in June to earn entries. Then catch our drawing at 8 p.m. for your chance to grab up to $2,500 cash. The $100,000 Friday Cash Storm, only at Inn of the Mountain Gods. Must be 21 or older. Visit innofthemountaingods.com or see Apache Spirit Club for details.
Get energy-efficient rebates from Zia Natural Gas. Rebates up to $350 are available for upgrading your current gas water heater or replacing your electric water heater with a high-efficiency natural gas water heater. Rebates are also available for upgrading to a tankless natural gas water heater. Program details and rebate applications can be found online. Visit ZiaGas.com and click Save Energy and Money to learn more. Zia Natural Gas is committed to providing reliable and economical service. Zia Natural Gas Company. Naturally, a better deal.
The City of Champions Professional Rodeo is headed to the Artesia Horse Council Arena at the Eddy County Fairgrounds June 13th, 14th, and 15th. Gates open at 5:30. The rodeo begins at 7 p.m. nightly. Enjoy front row family fun, a calf scramble for the kids, the rankest bulls and broncos on the circuit, as well as full concessions, food trucks, and New Mexico's own Blackhawk Brewery on site. Let's help them get a full house every night at the upcoming City of Champions Professional Rodeo coming to the Artesia Horse Council Arena at the Eddy County Fairgrounds June 13th, 14th, and 15th. Gates open at 5:30. Rodeo starts at 7 p.m. nightly. Thank you to sponsors Tate Branch Auto Group, Kubota, Amigo Machinery in Roswell, and Benny's Western Wear in Artesia. Early bird tickets are only $10 and are available at Benny's Western Wear and Tate Branch in Artesia, as well as Kubota, Amigo Machinery in Roswell. Gate tickets will be $12, or you can buy them online by finding the ticket link on the City of Champions Professional Rodeo's Facebook page.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet.
They want to get up even less than you do.
Sugar baby down the road. She's sitting on a radio and rocking on gold. But that's up a storm and later on tonight we'll be working on doing all the wrong things wrong. That's right. It's finally Friday, I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's finally Friday, I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and let the good times roll. I'll be back. Oh, that's wonderful.
We're naked, is that okay?
Get up, get yourself together, and don't get off your soul.
And here comes Kevin, rushing right back in. Good morning, Kevin. I know, I get you on those breaks sometimes.
Boob of the day. Well, you know what happened? Election time, I got used to the breaks being longer.
Right.
That's the problem.
All
right, 820. Got a lot of things to get to. Donald Trump was on Dr. Phil.
He was.
Dr. Phil, of course, Dr. Phil admitted, he said, it's not like I'm sending in these, promos to TikTok. He said, but usually we send in a promo to TikTok if they have to review it because the algorithms, of course, kick it back, and it says it's under review. It takes about 15 seconds, and then they said, yeah, it's good to go. But Donald Trump was on the show. Didn't take 10 to 15 seconds. Here's what happened.
Submitted a promo to TikTok. And they said, well, we need to review this to see if it's consistent with community standards. And it was just the promo here. I mean, it wasn't saying let's go stomp baby kittens to death or anything. And usually, now I don't do a lot of this myself, it gets put up, but usually the review is like 10 seconds because they run it through like an algorithm or something and make sure it doesn't have something in it that shouldn't be there. And an hour later, which is usually like 2 seconds or 10 seconds, an hour later, the message came back, rejected.
Rejected. The promo for Donald Trump being on the Dr. Phil show. And say what you want about Donald Trump. And, I mean, Dr. Phil probably is not the greatest show that it used to be.
No.
But you request him to be on your show?
Yep.
He goes on your show.
Yep. Well,
there's a reason why Joe Biden's on certain shows. It's because he doesn't want to be asked the hard questions.
Right.
Or his handlers don't want him to be asked the hard questions.
Right.
So Dr. Phil asked Donald Trump, how do you handle all this stress? You know, people coming at you from all directions. I thought Donald Trump's answer was pretty good.
How do you deal with that stress in your most private moments?
So, two things. Number one, I don't like thinking about it. Out of sight, out of mind. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I don't want to think about it. Number two, I have tremendous support. I have the people's support. I think if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to handle it so easily. When a judge who has conflicts like nobody's ever had wants to put me in jail, when he puts a gag order and say, if you talk about these things, we're going to put you in jail. And I'm the Republican candidate. I was president. I'm leading the Democrat by a lot. He wants to put me in jail. I like not to think about it.
Does that make sense? I mean, that only gets you to a certain degree. That if you don't think about it.
Well,
and I don't think Donald Trump is the type of guy that buries his head in the sand either.
No, I'm not. I don't think he's saying that. I think what he's saying when Phil says, well, how does this not get to you? I think what he's saying is I try not to think about it so I don't let it get to me.
Right.
And he's got a lot of other things to focus on, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. And part of the reason I love Donald Trump is that he's a real man. He's a man's man. You know, among guys, we have, the way we show our love is to pick on people.
Sure.
I mean, it is what it is. But in this case, he's not actually loving this guy. He's just calling it like it is. He doesn't like Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff does not like Donald Trump. But Adam Schiff has accused Donald Trump of a lot of things. And guess what? The roosters didn't come home to roost. This whole Russian collusion, this whole impeachment, January 6th, the list goes on and on. So listen to what he said about Adam Schiff. And when they put the picture up, it was just comical at best.
Stupid people. I call him Watermelon Head. He's got the thinnest neck I've ever seen, how it holds up that head. He's got a neck that's about a size 6. Very unattractive guy, both inside and outside. And people say, oh, that's such a terrible thing to say. It's okay. Very unattractive guy. Here's the thing. These are bad people.
Yeah.
And
so he said that Adam Schiff has a little bitty skinny pencil neck.
All right.
And a big old head. I can't believe that it can hold up that big old head. That's funny.
Well, here I'm going to say, is he wrong?
He ain't
He's
wrong.
not wrong.
No, he's not. That's funny, though. That's really funny. All right, morning show this morning being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Follow them Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Call Jamal. They're racing tonight. So if you want to race, 575-631-5099. They're going to be using the prep track, quarter-mile prep track. Kids under 12 get in free. Cash our card accepted at the gate. Gates open at 6 o'clock tonight. Races start at 7 o'clock. And $15 to get in. $15 to get in. Want a tech card? That's $30. If you are going to race tonight, make sure helmets are required. Call Jamal 575-631-5099. Follow them Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Tom in the text.
All right. This is why the United States wanted to control TikTok, because China would have allowed a lot of information to go through that platform. You say that China is an enemy of America. It's not an enemy of America's people, though. It's an enemy of the American government, says the text.
I don't think so. I don't think you understood what was going on there. They didn't allow Dr. Phil's interview to go through because it was Trump, and they didn't want Trump's message getting out.
Well, and here's the other thing. A lot of times they will get it wrong. Look, every time Facebook puts a hold on something I do, or say it goes against community standards, I instantly oppose that. And many times they reverse course. They go, yes, we found that it wasn't whatever, and, they allow it. So Donald Trump is on TikTok. TikTok is owned 20% by the Chinese. The rest of it's owned by a multinational corporation. So my point about TikTok, how do we know Facebook is not owned by 20% of the Chinese? Do we know that? It's a trading company.
Yep.
I mean, how do we know
surprise
that
me.
this Apple product is not owned 20% by the Chinese?
Well, you don't.
Oh, okay. By the way, it's actually based in Singapore. Their CEO is a guy from Singapore.
But its majority ownership is left-leaning entities.
Right. And look, the only we could say the same about Instagram and Facebook.
Very much so.
Very, very much so.
I mean,
and YouTube and Google.
Yeah, they have racist algorithms in Google. They've proven that.
Yeah.
They're anti-white.
The only one that actually allows both sides is Twitter, X, whatever the hell you want to call it. Elon Musk changing the damn name.
Right. I mean, for the longest time, I was against TikTok. Once you realize every app is stealing your information and sharing it. But I believe TikTok is one of the least restricted platforms for free speech. The government should not have control of every media outlet.
The government should not have control of any media outlet.
No. And look, I wish I had the cut, but I don't have the cut. They were talking about COVID restrictions. And the lady from Twitter at the time was asked a question. Where did you get your medical degree from? And she said, well, I don't have a medical degree. But you were blocking people that had medical degrees from Harvard Medical School, Stanford. These are people that actually knew what they were talking about. And they asked the direct question, who told you to take these down? The government told them to take it down. I don't think social media should listen to the government.
Isn't that kind of a violation of their community standards?
It would be. And it's a thing called censorship. And I don't care what the reason is.
Right.
I don't care what the reason is. You know what? We have gotten so weak with people's feelings being hurt that somebody sees something on Facebook and they have to report it. Look, if you don't like something that's on Facebook, just unfriend that person so you don't see it.
Well,
there actually is a button that says that you don't want to see stuff like that anymore.
Yep. Or you can silence someone for 30 days or
I mean, right here at the top, you can say, leave that site. Hide the post.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the case is. You don't want to see it, you can pause it. Texas launches the most wanted criminal illegal immigrants list. Yeah, Texas announcing, the Governor Greg Abbott saying we have seen a record high of illegal immigrants that are dangerous criminals. We're coming out with our top 10 list.
Good. Wow.
Awesome.
So, website, you can go to the website and you can report them if you've seen them. Jobless claim jumps up to 229,000. That is up. Jobless benefits jumped up about 8,000 last week to 229,000. By the way, economists, they forecast this. They did. This Bidenomics is just not good. First case of sexually transmitted ringworms reported in the U.S.
Okay.
And please do not ask the question, where are the ringworms?
Well, you know where they are because that's the way that they get transferred. Just how bad a case of ringworm did somebody have to be to transfer it that way?
I don't know, but the first case, the guy's in his 30s and developed ringworms on his penis, butt, and limbs. Had made a trip to Greece, England, and then went back to California.
Stay away from the animals.
Oh, wait. This is another one of those gay sexual transmitted diseases, is what they're saying.
I would think it would go beyond that.
No, that's what it said, men on men.
Men on men.
Yeah,
wow.
but that's not how he got the ringworm. No. You know, the original guy got the ringworm in a different way.
Oh, well, God bless. So you're talking about it's like men on animal?
Yes.
Oh.
Bestiology.
All right. What did you just say?
Yes, Tom. Bestiology is what he said.
Is that like a degree that you can get? Like biology?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. That's funny.
Well, because like when you do animal control stuff.
Wait a second.
Ringworm is one of those things you can get, and usually it's wherever you, like if you carried a cat in that had ringworm, you might get ringworm on your arm or whatever, and it's a fungus, and you can get rid of it, by taking the stuff. It's easy to get rid of.
All right,
but it shows up wherever you were touching the animal.
Yeah, that's not good. Hillary Clinton D-Day comment sparked some backlash. Sick and disgusting is what a lot of people are saying. Did you see that, the comment she made?
I don't think I did.
So, Hillary Clinton.
Oh,
D-Day.
I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
It was very similar to Joy Behar.
Yeah, her social media comment was supposed to be about the 80th anniversary of D-Day, but she went a little further. She said 8 years ago today, thousands of brave Americans, she said 80 years ago, thousands of brave Americans fought to protect democracy on the shores of Normandy. This November, all we have to do is vote to save democracy.
Well, what she really meant was, to save democracy, we need to vote for Trump. That's not what she
said. Of course, Hillary Clinton is just evil.
Pure evil.
All right, some of the stories I'm coming up with next. Nigerian man serving prison time, defrauding a New Mexico woman. She actually, he was the Nigerian prince, and told her that he wanted she could be his queen, and it didn't work out that way. We'll talk about heart disease coming up. Tom, do you think you have any heart diseases to worry about?
I hope not. I have high blood pressure, but that's not a disease, is it?
High blood pressure, diabetes could lead to heart problems, correct?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to dive into that coming up in just a second. At Last Makeup Mirror, at lastmakeupmirror.com if you need more information. Our friend Rebecca Long says give her a call this morning if you want to At Last Makeup Mirror, the best makeup mirror on the market worldwide. 575-631-3189. Call Rebecca Long this morning or go to the website. You can buy right off the website at lastmakeupmirror.com. If you don't know anything about this mirror, it is like I said, the best makeup mirror in the business. Comes with 3 different mirrors, times 1, times 5, times 10 magnification, LED lights, and the whole thing weighs less than 4 pounds. Comes in a traveling case, so if you're traveling, it travels easy. They also have the wall mount mirror now. At lastmakeupmirror.com, check her out for more information. Sunny today, 99. Tomorrow, we're going to be triple digits and very hot. Boob of the day this morning being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff ready to serve you. Stem cell therapy, ozone therapy, hormonal optimization, and more. 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs, Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics.
Okay, you remember we were talking about the guy who was driving during the virtual court appearance about his suspended license? Well, it just got more ridiculous.
Uh-oh.
After the video became the sensation, and we talked about it here on the show, the driver, a 44-year-old Michigan man named Corey Harris, complained about being made a punchline. He told the local news that the courts had made a mistake and that the suspension of his license had been removed from his record, which was technically true, but he neglected to mention a huge detail of that. Corey never had a driver's license to begin with.
Oh.
In a follow-up court hearing on Wednesday, the judge spent 10 minutes lecturing him and his representation for not taking responsibility and blaming the court. The judge was very irritated. He said, quote, "Let me make it clear. He has never had a Michigan license, ever. And he's never had a license in any of the other 49 states." Unquote. So how is it suspended? The judge explained that when someone gets their license suspended, they aren't actually suspending the actual physical license. They're suspending someone's privilege to drive in that state. The judge even proved that Corey has never been licensed. The records show that he applied for a state ID in Michigan back in 1999 when he was 19, and he's, quote, religiously renewed that ID every year since. Now, in Michigan, like many other states, you can't have both a state ID and a driver's license. It's an either-or thing. So he never took the driving exam, and every time a document asked for a driver's license, he didn't have one to provide. So Corey didn't directly comment, but his attorney basically admitted that he lied, said Corey was not under oath for anything he said, and that he just wants to move forward, and that he has an appointment.
I bet you do.
Yeah, he said he has an appointment to finally get his driver's license. And there is courtroom video. So, boob of the day once, boob of the day twice. Now, boob of the day for the hat trick.
Yeah.
The guy without a license in Michigan.
He's just tired of people talking about him, Blake. Come on. Boob of the day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. When we return, I have a soundbite. Yeah, blue line flag, we can't have that. Pride flag is good. Connecticut voted against the blue line flag for a fallen officer. We'll get to that. Good news of the day. Who's going to be on the extended version this morning?
We are going to have Chelsea Wilson, who is the Lee County Ag Extension Agent, and she is Director of 4-H.
All right. We'll handle that coming up in a second. 20 minutes away from 9. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, and more. Find all the guns. But by the way, they're closed tomorrow, okay? They're closed tomorrow because they're closed every Saturday, so they could be open on Sunday for your shopping convenience. Over 1,000 guns in stock. Trade in your old gun to get a better gun. If you've been thinking about getting personal protection, these guys have lethal and non-lethal personal protection. Stop in and see them today. Look for the big yellow sign right there in Roswell, 1907 North Main in Roswell. I said sign. It's actually a big yellow building. Yeah, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Coming right back, 20 minutes away from 9. We're W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
Ben's Country Market in Artesia presents the Cash Blowout Contest on This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Well, summer's a great time to get outside and explore the land of enchantment, but as triple-digit temps now extend to Albuquerque, fire and rescue officials urging hikers to do a little extra planning. Of course, that means telling people where you're going and having your fully charged cell phone with you, and it's obvious to be prepared for water for the heat of the day. But rescuers say many people get in trouble when their hike takes longer than planned and they're not ready for the chill of the night. That's why rescuers say if you're a new hiker or new to the area, be sure to take it easy. Eddy County Under Sheriff Matthew Hutchinson was the apparent winner over Victor Martinez by more than 900 votes in the Republican primary for Eddy County Sheriff. That according to unofficial results. Hutchinson, current Chief Deputy and Under Sheriff Tamar Cage, faced Martinez, a former captain with the Pecos Valley Drug Task Force and retired Eddy County Sheriff's Deputy. Hutchinson had 3,278 votes to Martinez 2,376, with all 54 voter precincts reporting. That according to election night results from the New Mexico Secretary of State. New Mexico Rep. Larry Scott likely winner over incumbent Senator Steve McCutcheon in the Republican primary election for McCutcheon's District 42 seat in the New Mexico Senate. With all 43 Eddy County precincts reporting on Tuesday night, Scott had 3,226 votes, or about 61% electorate, while McCutcheon had 2,058 votes, about 39%. There were no Democrat nominee for District 42 in the primary. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Looking for oil field, industrial, and safety supplies? Go to America Supply. Need cleaning supplies? America Supply has that too. How about restaurant and food truck supplies? Are you beginning to see a trend here? America Supply carries everything from H2S and quad monitors, fire extinguishers and first aid kits, to safety glasses, vests, FR clothing, fall protection and gloves of all types. They have your slings and whip checks, your lift straps and cam locks, your adapters, pipe fittings, and threaders. They have many name brands like Lockout, Tagout, Pelican, Milwaukee, Rigid, and so many more. Visit America Supply to find exactly what you're looking for and then some. 502 North Grimes and Hobbs under the Big American Eagle, or call 575-393-3383.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
If you, your business, or your organization is needing a venue or facility to host a meeting, convention, party, or other special event, don't cram everyone into your tiny little office. Call the Lee County Event Center. You don't have to fill up the main floor. The Event Center has many other smaller rooms that are perfect for meetings, seminars, parties, and other special events. The Lee County Event Center, seating for 25 or 2,500. 5101 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Call 575-391-2100 or visit LeeCountyEvents.com.
That is the sound of your company logo getting printed on 500 shirts. Smart move. And an even smarter move in choosing the experts.
Awesome Graphics, serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas for 15 years, can not only brand your t-shirts, they can embroider your polos, hats, and jackets. They can print your signs and stickers, large and small. They can handle vinyl graphics for your vehicle. Are the windows in your business too plain? Awesome can print custom decals that allow you to see out, but your customers just see your logo. In fact, Awesome Graphics can put your logo on practically every promotional item under the sun, from coffee cups and water bottles to keychains and sun visors for your company vehicles. Want authentic Yeti Ramblers, mugs, or tumblers customized with your company logo? Awesome Graphics is ready. Stop by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs for ideas, or simply visit myawesomegraphics.com. Trust Awesome Graphics, and rest assured, whatever they print it on, your logo will look awesome.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. We talk, and we get out of the way and let you talk. You want to talk?
Good morning, sunshine.
Call or text 877-396-W105.
All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
846 B and the Breakfast Club morning show this morning being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Fifth wheels, toy haulers. They've got the big ones, the fifth wheels. They also have the little ones, the ultralights. You can check them all out on the web. Take the virtual tour at MainTrailerSalesInc.com. 70 years in the biz.
Mm-hmm.
You know why they have lasted all this time? Great customer service. Mm-hmm. That's number one. Service after the sale and fair pricing. Their business model is completely different than the big city dealers. It is. They have 2 lots packed with inventory, and everything is paid for. Yeah, they're not leveraged to the gills. Everything is paid for, and that gives them a little bit different approach to how they do business. MainTrailerSalesInc.com, 575-622-1751. Make sure and take the virtual tour. If you're looking for a unit, new or pre-owned, go check them out. All units on the website, MainTrailerSalesInc.com. 60% of Americans projected to have heart disease by 2050.
Oh.
So 60%.
Well,
and look, we are all good. I mean, like an old car.
Mm-hmm.
Moving parts sooner or later are going to have some issues.
Well, and especially given the fuel that you put in.
Sure. Right. Yes. And if you've had a stroke, that can lead to something worse.
Right. Yeah.
If you have high blood pressure,
yes,
that can lead to something worse. There are lots of risk factors that go into them deciding that 60% of Americans are projected to have heart disease.
That's still the number one killer in the country?
Yes.
Yeah. That's why me personally, I have tried to reverse the course of time, especially after having one stroke.
Yeah.
Good thing is I don't smoke. 20 million Americans smoke. 20 million Americans. Obesity is the next factor. 43.1% of Americans are affected by obesity. 180 million Americans affected by diabetes. Number 2 cause would be diabetes. 80 million Americans have diabetes. High blood pressure. That's the next. So
and
if you have high blood pressure, obesity, and diabetes, that is the trifecta.
Well, and again, all 3 of those things have one thing in common: what you put into your body.
Yeah, you can prevent it. You can. So 60% of Americans, wow. Nigerian man has been arrested and has been charged and received 52 months in prison as he pled guilty to wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering, U.S. Department of Justice said Aiken Nakiki work with a co-conspirator to steal from a 56-year-old New Mexico widower. The woman sent over $375,000 from her retirement account and got a home equity loan to send this dude money.
Bad idea.
He was able to take $868,000 from bank accounts.
Look,
he was attending Texas Southern University when he was arrested in 2017.
I don't know how to warn people against these things other than don't send people money. Don't give them access to your accounts.
It sounds too good to be true. It probably is.
Yeah, by the way, for years he became an international fugitive, and he was finally arrested in Hungary last year.
Right.
So he's got to pay $500,000 in restitution.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that. That never works out. Donald Trump says that a death sentence for drug dealers could solve the U.S. Drug problem.
Oh, wow. Can't say I disagree with that.
Yeah, I'm down with it. I am down with that. I think that's a great plan. Death sentence for a drug dealer. Yeah, put them to death. Drug dealers, drug mules, the cartels, all of them. Biden's Gaza pier, $22 million in repairs. This is a bad plan that keeps getting worse. We did the report yesterday. Per pound of food that they're shipping there for humanitarian purposes, what was the cost? $20,000 a pound.
$22,000
for 1 pound.
Holy crap. Sad that we have to mention this, but the Roswell Police Department warning us not to leave small children and pets in hot cars. I mean, it's sad that we have to remind people.
But they do, unfortunately.
And remember that if you do that, you are cooking them. It's like putting them in the oven.
Yeah, cooking them from the inside.
Correct.
It's sad. Blake, we got one more break before we go to the extended version?
Yeah, the top of the hour break.
Okay, we'll do it. Just making sure. Morning show this morning being brought to you by WWRV, 3 RV parks and 1 quiet place to rest if you're a working tenant. Super, super cool place. They've got 162 RV hookups in Carlsbad, 3 RV parks. Their number one goal is to give you a great place to rest. They understand you are a worker. They've got 30 and 50 amps available, all utilities included, and that does include the wired internet right to your hookup. You're going to be able to stream movies and game and do whatever the heck you want to do because of that high-speed internet. They also have they're pet-friendly, very well lit up. Check them out. Go online, www.rv3.com, or call them 988-0392. Tom on the text.
All right. What really pees me off, says this text, is when your doctor says you need a surgery procedure and the insurance companies deny it pending their decision.
Well, and, the crazy thing is, we talked about, a non-professional medical professional taking post off from doctors. Most of the time, those insurance adjusters are doctors. They have no medical treatment.
Training.
Or experience. Training.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. You can research who the major stockholders are in any stock, says this one text.
True.
And Texas Tower Dog is chiming in. He said, the best version of the national anthem played on a Good Friday was the one that you played this morning.
I love that version.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
It's my favorite one in the rotation.
It is. It is mine too. And you know what? Barbara Walters and Sam Donaldson were good asking questions too. I remember, Sam Donaldson, I think
way back in the day.
Yeah.
They changed toward the end of their career.
I got a chance to interview him when he was in Rio Doce at Como. Now he had property there in Lincoln County. Pretty nice guy. And there we go. Oh, by the way, Pat Sajak's got to be the most boring person ever on national TV. Today's the last day, I believe, wasn't it?
No, it was yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah, I think. I would have never given up that gig. All that money, and they worked how many? 12 weeks a year or whatever?
13 weeks.
I mean,
maybe he was just tired of it.
I mean, Blake, I'd have given 1 week for free.
Yeah.
I mean, he's making like $20 million. Well, it's crazy. All right, I got to play this last sound by Democrats in a Connecticut city voted down the blue line flag because they had a fallen officer and they didn't want to fly. They already had lowered the flag and did the right thing on that, but they didn't want to fly the blue line flag. And is the blue line flag racist or no? It's not. Okay. Now the pride flag. They had no problem flying the pride flag. Here's what they had to say at the meeting.
Ceremony today at Wethersfield Town Hall, Governor Lamont in attendance. The flagpole at the center of the controversy. At last night's council meeting, Councilor Rich Bailey requested the town fly the American Blue Line flag in honor of TFC Aaron Pelletier, who was killed in the line of duty. Town council voted it down. What does the Blue Line flag mean to you?
Represent racism and antagonism to many, many people. And even if you don't personally believe that and you fly it at your own house and you think it means something to you that's much more positive, it's just not how many people feel about it. It's not appropriate to raise over our town hall, especially when our flag policy prohibits us from doing anything that's associated with hate.
But the pride flag is okay, I guess.
Yeah, you can
How
hate
is
straight
the
people.
blue line flag racist or hatred?
It's not. It's the support of a fallen officer.
Wow.
The blue line that's what it represents. Just like the red line is the fallen firefighter.
Yeah, I don't get it. All right, one more story before we get to the good news of the day. I'm tired of doing these stories. I'm sick and tired of doing them. Illegal alien charged with, I did that story. So I won't have to do it. That's great. Joe Biden says he will not pardon Hunter Biden if he is convicted of that gun charge. He will not. And George Clooney, very upset, called the White House to complain about the Biden criticism of the ICC and defended his wife's work. George Clooney was on fire. Tom, his wife is?
I don't know her name, but she's from the Middle East, I believe.
You're not going to call her a Muslim?
Okay, she is a Muslim then.
Her name is Amal Clooney.
Right.
And she works with the International Crime Commission. Is that what it is? International
Criminal Court.
Yeah,
ICC.
Criminal Court. Yeah. Took me a second to snap onto that, but he was very upset.
Yeah, her name
with
is Amal.
Joe Biden. And by the way, her one of the number one supporters he has that goes out and collects from Hollywood, George Clooney.
Big
George Clooney.
Yeah. Yep.
So he was very upset.
He'll get over it.
And Biden's like, well, I don't remember saying that.
Well, that's what he's going to say when he pardons his kid.
Right.
Well, I don't remember that.
He'll wait till after the election. Then he'll do it right after.
I know. All right, good news of the day being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home Auto Life Insurance. Call them today. Get a quote. 575-396-0513. Herschel Rustin Hayes, proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
So a single mom in Windsor, Ontario, just got a set of new wheels thanks to a program called Rebuilding Wheels, Rebuilding Lives. Now, in case you don't know, Windsor is just across the Canadian border from Detroit. You get there by going south from Detroit. Go look at a map. You'll figure it out. High school kids signed up for a mechanics class and spent the year fixing up a car for someone who needs it. Now, it's the 17th car they've done.
Wow.
And it's all made possible through donations from the United Way. She got a 2011 Jeep Compass and said having a car will be a huge help. She said, quote, I really can't find the right words to express my gratitude to the students, teachers, donors, partners, and the United Way. And two 13-year-old Fort Lauderdale youths named Tony Cooper and Elijah Hodge got certificates of recognition this week after rescuing a guy who drove into a canal. They jumped into the water and helped him get out.
Wow.
And finally, a guy in Wilmington, North Carolina, who's now won the lottery twice in 2 years.
He broke right.
He says he plans to use some of his winnings to help the community. The first thing he won was $2 million on a scratcher in 2022, and he just won $100,000 on another scratcher he bought at the same store.
Get out. It's rigged.
Yeah, and that is your good news of the day, Kevin.
Man, what a lucky guy.
I want to know what store that is.
Extended version. Who's going to be on with you guys?
We have Chelsea Wilson. She is the 4-H director and the Ag Extension agent for Lee County, and we might have a guest with her.
All right. Talk to them coming up in just a second. News this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating, your choice for your next HVAC job. They've got the experience to take care of your heating and air conditioning needs. By the way, our go-to guy, Enrique Rocha, has been for many, many, many years, has saved us a lot of money. When it comes time for summer, our transmitters need a lot of air conditioning. The key. And Enrique is the guy that is taking care of us. He can take care of your air conditions, too. Give him a call, 631-1999, Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. KWMW, Malchamore, 105.1 FM. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys Monday. Blake and Tom continue next on W105.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. It's a struggling monthly jobs report that most economists expected. 272,000 jobs created.
This report led by healthcare, government jobs, professional, scientific, and technical services. Average hourly earnings, we came in at 0.4%. And then year over year, 4.1%, which is a little bit hotter than expected.
Cheryl Castoni with Fox Business. Testimony resumes this morning at the president's son, Hunter Biden's trial in Delaware, where he's accused of lying about illegal drug use on a federal form to buy a gun.
The prosecution has 2 witnesses left before they're expected to conclude their case. Then it's up to the defense to present any of their witnesses. One name being floated here is James Biden, Hunter's uncle, who assisted him through his rehab stints.
That's Fox's Brooks Singman. President Biden tells ABC News he would not consider pardoning his son if convicted. America's listening to Fox News.
You've imagined that perfect home, designed it in your mind. At Destiny Real Estate, it's dreams that we provide. We buy or sell residential ranches, lots and more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
If you're looking to rent, please join our website at www.destinyluxuryrental.com. Now, I've got everything from a little 2-bedroom all the way up to a 10,000 square foot home with an indoor swimming pool. Again, that's destinyluxuryrental.com. And I'm needing some more homes. If you wanted to make a little extra income, just give me a call. Rhonda Burns, 575-257-3000. At Destiny Real Estate, our business is built on dreams and imagination. Telephone 575-257-3000.
Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
Everyone is a kid at Cliffs.
I'm a Cliffs kid. My mom was a Cliffs kid. My dad was a Cliffs kid. My brother and sister are Cliffs kids. Even my grandma was a Cliffs kid.
Be a kid.
Get your tickets at cliffsamusementpark.com.
Over 30 rides and attractions makes Cliffs a blast for everyone. You never have to choose at Cliffs. You get it all.
Get your tickets at cliffsamusementpark.com.
Be one with fun.
The NASCAR Powerball Playoff is back for your chance to win a VIP trip to NASCAR Championship Weekend, plus a chance to win $1 million. Purchase $6 or more on one Powerball ticket to receive an entry coupon. Get info and enter at nmlottery.com. Please play responsibly. X marks the fun with the new X Series scratchers from the New Mexico Lottery. It's your chance to win 5, 10, 20, or even 50 times the prize. Plus, enter the second chance promo for a chance to win $25,000. Details at nmlottery.com. Please play responsibly.
Tavern Fest returns to downtown Carlsbad
Quad on Friday, June 7th and Saturday, June 8th. This free family-friendly street festival has fun for the entire family to enjoy, from live music, activities, food trucks, vendors, and so much more. Visit our event website, www.cavernfest.com, for more details. Thank you to our sponsors, Chevron, XTO, ConocoPhillips, C&B Bank, and many more. Paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
She's like Texas, and she likes me.
If you, your business, or your organization is needing a venue or facility to host a meeting, convention, party, or other special event, don't cram everyone into your tiny little office. Call the Lee County Event Center. You don't have to fill up the main floor. The Event Center has many other smaller rooms that are perfect for meetings, seminars, parties, and other special events. The Lee County Event Center, seating for 25 or 2,500. 5101 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Call 575-391-2100 or visit LeeCountyEvents.com.
Mid-year clearance now at National Furniture Liquidators, including famous names like Ashley Furniture, Benchcraft, Simmons, and more. Ashley Bolenberg Bedroom, 5-piece set just $13.88. A dining table, 4 chairs, and bench just $3.97. Reclining sectional just $9.97. Or an Ashley sofa and love seat just $6.88 pieces. Plus much more and great financing options regardless of your credit. National Furniture Liquidators, when it comes to value, quality, and selection.
Nobody beats Shorty.
Summertime values as hot as the season this week at Bob's Ridgeway. Like top sirloin steak, boneless family pack, $5.99 a pound. Center cut pork chops, $2.99 a pound. In produce, get cantaloupe for just 99 cents each, and the big red ripe strawberries, a 2-pound pack, just $2.99. And June is dairy month, so get big dairy savings like Chobani Greek yogurt, 4 for just $5. Coffee Mate creamers, 32 ounce, $3.98. And win a trip to go to Nashville and see Chris Young and one of the largest fireworks shows in the United States, brought to you by Craven Foods. Get all the Craven values, the ice cream sandwiches, pizzas, cream pies, and check the QR code in this week's flyer. Find these values and hundreds of others all week long, where the deals are as hot as the season at Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where they still carry your groceries out.
The extended version of Bee and the Breakfast Club is on the air, discussing what's going on in southeast New Mexico and beyond on W105.
And it is the extended version of Bee and the Breakfast Club. I am your host, Blake Ovard, along with Tom Ruiz here, as he likes to say, Reese. And we have a special guest today, Chelsea Wilson. Chelsea, tell the people what it is you do.
Okay, so I am the 4-H agent / interim county director for NMSU Lee County Cooperative Extension Service.
Wow, that's a long way of saying ag extension agent, right?
It is, yes.
And for anyone who is not familiar with agriculture and all the things that go along with that, what does an ag agent do?
So I am the 4-H agent. We also have an agriculture agent.
Okay.
But me specifically, as the 4-H agent, I oversee all 4-H activities in the county. We have 194 youth ranging from ages 5 to 19. And they participate, at our county fair, state fair, Eastern fair. Some of them go to Denver and compete at National Western.
Now, I'm going to bring in another guest we have with you. We have your dad, Mike, here today as well, right?
Yes. Yep.
And Mike, what do you think about your daughter as the 4-H agent?
Well, it was actually a godsend for her to come back home. We have a granddaughter also that our first, and it was really good to have somebody come back that wants to be active in 4-H, because that's where we're kind of lacking.
Well, and I would agree with that. Looking at some of the 4-H participation around here, we do pretty good in southeast New Mexico, but it seems like the numbers have been going down a little bit.
That's correct.
Why is that, first of all? And then two-parter, how are you going to help bring kiddos into that?
Right. I think a lot of it was COVID. And so, we had dwindling numbers then.
Right.
And I think that was a lot of it, why our numbers are so low. And how I'm going to, get more youth involved is we go into the schools, we do different programming for specific teachers, We do a program called Egg to Chick,
Okay.
which we bring in eggs, incubate them, and then the youth get to see that whole process.
Right. That sounds pretty cool. Now I know this, and you're going to have to help me out here. 4-H is not just animals.
No, it is not. So we have a wide variety of projects. We have baking, sewing, welding, woodworking, rocketry. The list goes on and on.
And you have competitions in almost all those things, right?
That is correct. So the youth can submit their 4-H projects at the fair,
Okay.
at the county level. They can go to the state level and as well as the eastern level.
And so again, the county fairs are very important for all the 4-H kids, whether it's livestock or some of the projects and things of that nature. How did you develop an interest in all this?
So I was actually in 4-H for 11 years growing up.
Okay.
And I showed.
What did you show?
I showed pigs, goats, chickens, sheep.
Everything. Huh?
Everything. Yes. Besides the larger animals.
Well, and then you went off to school. Where did you go to school?
I graduated in 2010 from Lovington High School. I attended New Mexico New Mexico Military Institute, and then I attended Oklahoma State University.
Okay, so a cowboy.
Yes.
Right there. Okay.
Cowgirl.
And NMSU is the one that kind of regulates the extension agent thing, right?
Yes. So I am an employee of New Mexico State University.
Okay. And I know a lot of parents want to help out as well. Mike, I know you helped her out during 4-H stuff too. As a parent, as an extension agent, what would you tell other parents or parents of kids in the program? What would you tell them is the important thing of why they should be involved with their kids and things like that?
So one thing, I'm a volunteer, and so we don't get paid for it. We, if without volunteers, this does not work. I'm over rifle, pistol, air pistol, muzzleloader, and hunting skills for shooting sports.
Mhm.
We also have archery. We also have shotgun. Your parents have to be involved, but like if you're a homeschool parent, this is for you because you can learn at your own pace. We cover everything. We have volunteers that will help you.
Mhm.
And so like we do leathercraft. I've got a couple in my group that are doing leathercraft for the fair, and we're going to have a Saturday. We're going to get together and we're going to knock out their projects. But if you need help in any of those, it's fine. I can tell you that when we first started out doing shooting sports, I've been doing this for 16 years, and we had nothing, and we've built that program up. We went to nationals last year in rifle and took 5th in the nation.
Very
and
cool.
we're going back this year in muzzleloader and in pistol.
Very cool.
And so it's very good, but without parents, you can't do it.
Well, and you brought up a really good point there. It's a really good thing for homeschooled kids.
Yes, it is.
Fantastic.
And that's something I guess that all of 4-H really encourages, right?
Very much so.
Yes.
Now, as the 4-H agent, what do you say to the kids that said, I don't know, is there really anything for me? What do you say to them?
So I tell them that the 4-H has something for everybody.
Okay.
Not just if you live in town and you can't have animals. We have baking. We have all these inside projects that are very, they teach the kids about life skills.
Right.
And so I just try encourage them and tell them that one day you will probably need to know how to do these things.
Right. Now, for anyone who doesn't or wants to look more into it, right? Where can they find out more about it? The 4-H programs, because again, you listed off a whole laundry list of things that are available. Where can they find out, or where can they say, my kid really likes leather work, or my kid really wants to participate with this animal, or my daughter really wants to bake, or they want to create a craft, or they want to do these other things. Where can they go to kind of really find out more about that and answer a few questions, and then maybe specifically locally for Southeast New Mexico, where can they go?
Okay. So they can just go to NewMexicoStateUniversity.com. Or .edu. Just type in extension, and it'll pull up all things about 4-H. statewide, and then more localized. They can come by our office. It's located at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
The very south building. That's
Okay.
our office.
Okay.
Someone's always there. We have great staff that know how to, help people and get them the answers that they need.
Okay.
So.
And for these kids that say, "Oh, that's too country. I don't want to seem like I'm country." Is that really the case?
No, it's not. Not at all.
So what is the case? What would you tell them that if they said that?
Again, going back to the life skills,
Right.
and that they, you don't need to be from the country, or you don't want to act country. Well, you don't have to then.
Yeah, come in there and do Parley Pro. That'll teach you life skills right there.
Right. I mean, because for better or for worse, 4-H typically has that rural stigma.
That's it.
That's
all
only
about
country
animals.
kids, and it's only the livestock.
Yeah, and it is not. It is so far from that. And it's like the shooting program. We have firearms for most of our disciplines.
Right.
Come and try it. See if you like it. I always tell parents, don't buy anything until you try it.
Right.
Because there's no need in investing in it until you like it.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a good point too. You do have those things that could potentially cost some money there.
Right.
And if they can try that out ahead of time.
Right.
Yeah,
and a shout out to Randy Pettigrew. He got us a grant this last year for $75,000
Wow.
to build our program. We were able to buy a trailer and silhouettes. Our silhouettes were like $3,200.
Wow.
And so we've really made improvements to the program.
Well, and that does bring up a good point. Again, this costs money.
Yes, it does.
And you guys shell out a lot of money for this, and so there's always a need for like donations and stuff to come in, right?
You bet.
Yes.
Yeah. So to go to Grand Island, Nebraska, our hotel rooms are $12,000.
And this is for the shooting sports.
This is for shooting
Wow.
sports for nationals for 8 kids.
Yeah.
And so 12,000 off the top. That does not include getting there and meals while we're there.
So how do you raise that kind of money?
So what I've been doing is I take the members that are actually going to be going to
Right.
Grand Island.
Right.
We've been going around to businesses. I typed up, a paper for them explaining what they'll be doing, explaining that we have 2 teams attending, not just one this year.
Okay.
I kind of put in the letter how they placed at the state level. We did very well.
Well, and if let's stop there, and then we'll continue back on in a minute. Go ahead and spotlight any of those kids you want to spotlight.
Okay, you can do it.
Well, so like we went to up to state. I've got the number 1 shooter in the state muzzleloader was Amia Amesqua.
Wow.
And she's number 1 in the state, won the belt buckle.
That's awesome.
And so in pistol, I've got a kid named Dalton Hip. He's won it the 2 years prior. And so I've got some really good shooters. I've got some kids that have never picked up a firearm. They went through my hunter ed class. They came in, they've grabbed a hold of it with both hands, and they've really enjoyed it. We had our first hunting skills team this year.
Yes.
And that encompasses everything. That's all the shooting disciplines. Plus they have to learn how to read tracks. They have to be able to work a compass. They have to be able to know what scat is, all the different food groups, and they have to be able to do pelts.
Yes.
That's really cool. I mean, there's a lot of skills there. And of course, and I would be remiss if we didn't extremely much point this out. Firearms, you go through a whole firearm safety thing.
Yes.
We train every year. We have to go to training to keep our certification. I teach hunter's ed. I do that as often as I can. I'd probably teach more classes than most of the people in the state, and I do that up here at the fairgrounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now this is the whole experience with being in 4-H teaches these kids who've never been doing things like this discipline. And I mean, you got to get up early in the morning, feed your critters, and groom them and everything.
And it teaches them about life and death.
Right.
Chelsea made sail with a pig, and her little brother loved that pig.
Oh.
And so he was laying on that pig trying to scratch off the P for Packer.
Yeah.
And he was wanting to swap the pigs.
What, he was like 3 years old when he did that? Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
How do you let go of those animals?
I'm not sure. I think I took a picture
good.
of that for the paper. I think I did.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a mess.
Yes. So yeah, we've just been going around to different Lee County businesses, asking for their support to try and help us, be able to attend nationals.
Now, and again, it's part of NMSU, but 4-H in general, that kind of operates autonomously, right? You don't get like a lot of government grants for that, do you?
No. We can apply for them, but then, it has to be like, it's like specific.
They jump through
and
hoops.
so it can't just be 4-H general.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, what's the underlying funding mechanism for 4-H?
So, like, we'll do fundraisers. We'll do a raffle usually to raise funds. I'm a part of Midway USA, and so they'll donate an item for us to raffle, and then some of that money goes back to Midway. They match it dollar for dollar, and then we raffle that item off. The Knaves have been really good to us about helping us with raffle items also. But we can do fundraisers this weekend. There's a car wash over in Hobbs. TVC is doing that at Tractor Supply, and that's to raise money for muzzleloader.
Yes.
And that brings up a good point too. So this is all grassroots fundraising.
Yes.
But how many 4-H chapters are there? And you're over Lee County.
Yes.
So how many? Because I know there's a bunch. How many 4-H groups are in Lee County?
There's 7.
Wow.
Yes.
What are they?
So there's one in Jowl called Jowl 4-H.
Okay.
There's Monument 4-H, TVC 4-H, High Lonesome,
Okay.
Chaparral, Enchantment, and Tatum.
And the ones that don't have a specific name to them, where are they based out of? Like which ones? Like we know that Tatum is Tatum and Jowl is Jowl and Monument is Monument, but the other ones, what communities do they represent?
So, like, Jowl catches all the Jowl people. TVC catches part of Hobbs. High Lonesome catches part of Hobbs. Chaparral is here in Lovington. That's my group. And then we also have Enchantment here in Lovington also.
Yes.
Who gets Eunice?
Eunice, right now, we've been looking for somebody to start one down there.
Yeah. They those members normally go to Monuments.
Oh, they do. They do.
4-H.
It's close enough.
Well, if someone is in Eunice and they're listening and they would like to do a 4-H club down there, whether it's a parent or whatever, how does that happen? Do they get in touch with you first, or
Yes.
So
they would just get in touch with me at the office, and then there's obviously paperwork that we have to do, and then
and I would imagine there's background checks for all the adults and everything, right?
Yeah, you have to do a complete background check in any of this to make sure you're safe around kids, and we do the 2 deep leadership. So
yes.
Okay. So a lot of precautions in place because the kiddos come first, right?
Yes.
Anymore, and it's safety. Everything is about safety. I can tell you about the shooting sports thing. We are the safest activity they can do.
Yes.
Rodeo has more injuries than what we've ever had.
Okay.
And so that's one thing about it. Safety is number one. I've got several volunteers that are coaches with us, and that's our whole key goal is to making sure these kids do this and do it safe.
Okay. All right. Tom, you got something?
Yeah, more information. What website they go to?
NMSU.edu, and then they can just search extension, and then it'll bring up everything about 4-H and.
Yeah. Now, I kind of want to put y'all both on the spot here a little bit because I know that every 4-H person and every 4-H parent has a story, right? Whether it's a funny thing that happened or just a memorable thing that happened or anything like that.
Oh, you're going to love this.
Okay.
So my son, when he was little, my mom kind of watched him during the day, and she always gave him bunny milk, which was pink Nestle's Quick.
Okay.
And so one day he came in from the rabbit barn, and he had a shot glass. And I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Nothing." And he went to his bedroom, and I went there, and he had a scratch from above his eye all the way down his cheek. And I said, "What is that from?" And he said, "Dad, rabbits don't like to be milked, and their milk is not pink."
Okay.
And then I've got one on Chelsea. She was showing lambs, and we got up to the fair, and I told her, I said, "Do you need help?" She goes, "No." As you can see, Chelsea's not very big. She had 3 lambs. She gets them out, and those lambs drug her from one end of the barn to the other, skinned up her elbows, and she was so mad I was afraid we were about to butcher a lamb.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, I know you have a story that's separate from that one, Chelsea, so go ahead.
So it's not when I was actually in 4-H.
Okay.
So since 4-H was such a big part of my life for so many years, I would always come back for fair, whether I was at college or not.
Sure.
This one, I guess it was probably like 5 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe thereabouts.
Sure.
I brought my now husband and my now sister-in-law to the fair.
Okay.
My husband has actually been several times, but this was my sister-in-law's first
Is he
time.
a 4-H guy too, or
No, he's actually from a little outside of Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
City boy.
Fair enough.
He's a very city boy, but we forgive him for that.
Convert him.
Yes. So Ethan my little brother was showing a dairy heifer.
Okay.
And he made sale with this dairy heifer, and we were trying to figure out ways to
make her look better.
Make her look a little better.
Sure.
So we all dipped our hands in paint
Mm-hmm.
and put our handprints all over her for her to go into the show ring.
Okay.
And so now that's why we have all these signs at the fair saying, do not pet the animals, because everyone wanted to pet her after the sale. And that is now why we're not allowed to decorate animals for the sale.
So it's all on you.
A little bit, yes.
Okay. Well, and let's talk about the sale a little bit, because that is a big thing, and it is for so many kids.
Yes.
Their way to go to school, their way to do whatever's coming next for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, of course, we set a record.
Yes, we did.
Went over $1 million for the first time, and did more than everywhere else in Southeast New Mexico.
We sure did.
So that's a high bar to achieve again, right? I mean, because it's for the last couple of years, even during COVID, businesses have stepped up, and the oil field has been productive. So we've had the money that's flowing. What are we looking at this year? I mean, because
bigger and better.
Yes.
And that this year there's another sales slot got added. Chelsea got it added for the handicrafts.
Okay.
Because in the past you didn't get a sales slot. You made handicraft sweepstakes, but you didn't really get anything.
Right.
And so this year they're going to actually have that sales slot.
So are they going to walk out like they do with the cake? Is that going to be kind of the same thing?
So it kind of depends. Right now we have members are working on their projects for that.
Uh-huh.
And so depending on the size of what they enter,
sure.
Depending on the weight of what they enter,
sure.
We'll kind of play it by ear.
But that's good because it gives those kids an opportunity to do that as well.
Because they never, in past years, they've never,
Sure.
I mean, they've won, and they've won a belt buckle, and
but no money.
But
right, but like the kids with the animals, when you put it in the sale, that gives you college money.
Yes, it does.
That gives you money to do whatever your profession is going to be.
Right, and also to buy other animals and buy feed.
Yes.
Right, because that goes along with it too. You get as you build up year after year, to buy the next animal.
Yes.
So what am I missing about 4-H that people need to know?
It's all inclusive. It's got robotics. We got rocketry.
We do.
We've got everything inside. Parliamentary procedure. People don't know how to run meetings anymore. It really drives me crazy. You go to a meeting and nobody knows how to call it to order.
Yes.
And we really kind of strive that in our club. I want the kids to be able to run a meeting. It's their meeting. It's not my meeting.
Right.
And so if your kids do this, they do public speaking. Everybody's scared to speak in public. These kids that go through this, they're very well versed. They can get up in front of a crowd. They can say the prayer. They can talk to the people, and everything they're going to do is you're going to be amazed because it's really professional.
Yes.
Very cool. Well, thank y'all both for being here.
Of course.
And thank you for what you do for 4-H, both of you.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate it. And I know the kids really appreciate it as well.
Yes.
So
thank you for having us.
Yeah. And
Thank
so you
you.
go nmsu.edu.
Yes.
Right. Okay. All right. Coming up next, right after the news, we got the award-winning Russ Black with Tradio right here on W105.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Well, summer's a great time to get outside and explore the land of enchantment, but as triple-digit temps now extend to Albuquerque, fire and rescue officials urging hikers to do a little extra planning. Of course, that means telling people where you're going and having your fully charged cell phone with you, and it's obvious to be prepared for water for the heat of the day. But rescuers say many people get in trouble when their hike takes longer than planned and they're not ready for the chill of the night. That's why rescuers say if you're a new hiker or new to the area, be sure to take it easy. Eddy County Under Sheriff Matthew Hutchinson was the apparent winner over Victor Martinez by more than 900 votes in the Republican primary for Eddy County Sheriff. That according to unofficial results. Hutchinson, current Chief Deputy and Under Sheriff Tamar Cage, faced Martinez, a former captain with the Pecos Valley